It is Friday, and that means high school football. And tonight's game of the week on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, beginning at 7 o'clock, the Schottenheimer Wildcats take on the O'Connor Panthers. Sunday, the Texans look to get their first win of the season. They're in Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Kickoff there set for noon on CBS. Cowboys in Chicago to take on Caleb Williams and the Bears. You can catch it right here on 94.1 at 2:30.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, my goodness, it is Friday. We have made it. The weekend is in sight. So happy you're spending a little time with us on this Friday afternoon. We are out at Ferris Stadium, Northside Independent School District, where we've got a big game tonight. Sotomayor taking on the O'Connor Panthers. Should be a dandy. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and happy to have you along.
A dandy, huh?
A dandy.
A dandy. Should be a dandy.
Yes, sir.
Well, I tell you what, we had some dandies last night in football. I mean, Buffalo, Miami, turned out to be a hell of a game.
It was a good game.
And one of those where you're glad you have two TVs, because my secondary TV had the Alamo Heights Clemens game that went right down to a game-winning kick for old Ron Ritterman and the Alamo Heights Mules. That was a great football game for high school football.
You know, I forget about that game sometimes. On a Thursday
you mean you forget about it all the time?
Well,
have you watched one yet?
No.
All right.
I was into the game last night. Actually, had a little coin on Miami last night and the points, and which turned out pretty good for me. But having said that, I'm into that game, and I don't have two TVs to do that in my living room.
Well, I mean, you should make some adjustments to your living room viewing options, because hell, last night I needed a third TV actually because I was really into, of all things, Charlotte and Rice. Charlotte and Rice was a hell of a football game. The Rice Owls win 28-17. Doing a little scouting for one Jeff Traylor here in the next couple of weeks, because, Rice, I mean, that game was on before the other one started, so I was watching it early, run, and hit it over the top. I mean, just like...
They got a pretty good little quarterback, too.
They do.
Yeah. They sure do.
So that ended up on the iPad. It helped because, my wife was... at the UTSA women's soccer game last night.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
She was like, you want to go? I was like, no. I'm watching football. but you go help them break a record.
Absolutely.
You go hang out with the closes and tell me how it is, because I'm watching football.
Danny's daughter's on that team.
Yeah, Danny's daughter, Cameron.
Sure,
and, of course, Kendall Close, his other daughter, is probably the most decorated, not probably, is the most decorated soccer player in UTSA history. And Cameron was at Texas Tech, and a couple of injuries and transferred down to UTSA, but they were trying to set a record last night. And so my wife, I have no idea. My wife said it was.
If they were one short, it's your fault.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's a possibility, but either way, the so I had the house myself, which was fantastic.
Well, that's always nice. It is. I was Maggie's daughter Courtney is here, and so I was kind of banished to the patio, which is fine with me.
Banished to the patio.
Well, no, it's fine with me, actually. It's kind of like my little man cave out there, so I was enjoying that. And so, I forgot about the rest of the football schedule, and I was just into Buffalo and Miami, and it turned out to be one hell of a football game. It really did.
It did. And again, that's where you look at that spread, and I stayed away from it. If I were to put money, I would have put money on Miami to cover. I just don't trust them. And unlike Joe, I can actually watch a game without money on the actual spread.
It's funny. I have a hard time with that nowadays.
The underdog was certainly in play last night, but I wasn't going to touch that one. But if Prater makes the one field goal, then they actually cover if everything plays out the same.
Well, I mean, you go there, and if Tua didn't have his head straight up his hiney, they might have won that football game.
One is an understatement, because if they would have scored there and went to overtime, my confidence is with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. In the interesting part of football in all the expert analysis, because immediately Curb Street comes out of timeout and just shows how Tua was locked in and telegraphed the pass. Acho on social media, what are you doing, Tua? Kurt Warner out of left field. Here's what should have happened, boys. The inside receiver should have taken that guy out, and this happens. And, the quick read, Tua did exactly what he needed to do. But not everybody was on the same page, or a receiver didn't do his job, so it's not all on the quarterback.
Well, of course, the quarterback's going to say that it's not all on the quarterback.
Well, I don't know. I hear Mike McDaniel after the game talking about, Tua needs to be better there, but we all do. But there are a lot of times where we don't know what the play is, but when I see a quarterback dialed in on a receiver, and he was, and he was, but great play by the linebacker too. Was somebody supposed to try to clear him out? It's possible.
Well, see here, when I'm watching Acho, and he had a great explanation of it, because he and Warner went back and forth debating this thing. So Acho had what was supposed to happen. That linebacker was actually coming down to cover the back who was coming out of the backfield.
Yep.
Tua threw it too soon, or maybe a little too late. I'm not sure. Had that linebacker cleared, he would have had the path there.
Sometimes, and I'll go back, remember that awful interception that Dak Prescott threw in the Green Bay playoff game?
I'm sure that
right?
There were a couple.
Well, but
I got you.
But there was one in which everybody said the linebacker didn't do what he was supposed to do on that play, and tripped into an interception. Sometimes that happens.
It does.
And none of us really know until you're sitting in that room, did a receiver mess up on that, and that cost Tua an interception? But it goes on his record. It doesn't matter. Just like the other day, as bad as the Cowboys secondary looked, and everybody's just hammering Diggs, but was that really the safety's responsibility? None of us really know. You talk to guys that play defensive back, and they'll tell you all the time, I'm the one getting hammered because I'm the guy 10 yards away in the picture, but that wasn't my guy. That wasn't my area. That wasn't my responsibility on that particular play. But Tua, when it looks as obvious as it does, I'm putting it on the quarterback. I just am.
Well, the way he was locked in on the receiver, I mean, my goodness, if you're a defensive player, you know exactly where he's going with the football.
Although as quick as that came out, to Kurt Warner's point, there's no time to look him off and move somebody with their eyes. There just isn't. I buy that. That's why football is such a beautiful game.
Well, the other, I don't know, is it a reason or an excuse, is that Tua's too damn short and he didn't see the linebacker. I've heard that played out today. You explain that to us, Minutes. You would know.
Well, I can't see over the line of scrimmage, so I wouldn't have seen the guy either. But I don't know that he's too short, but because before the play starts, you have an idea where everybody is. If you're reading the defense correct and what you anticipate their coverage is, then you know the guy's there. The way he threw that, though, and you've talked to enough quarterbacks, you probably didn't expect that linebacker to be there because he should have picked up this guy and gone with him if that linebacker is doing his job right. But he made a great read, great break on the ball, and Tua was locked in. I'm putting that on the quarterback. That to me, that's on the quarterback. Not does a Hall of Famer and Kurt Warner know more about quarterbacking than I do? You're damn right.
Well, of course he does.
But at the same time,
well, look, I don't know. I mean, I get it. It was a quick hitter. You want to do that, but at that position, they're moving the football. Miami moved the football pretty well all night long, to be honest with you, against that Buffalo team, and they were doing it again to take a chance on that. And again, whether you saw him or not, or as Tua said after the game, the linebacker made a great play. He did. But I just, man, I wish it would have turned out different, because I'm watching that drive going, man, they're going to tie this game up and we could have bonus football.
I know it would have been fantastic.
It would have been great.
I mean, a solid football game ends up being a 10-point win. Buffalo wins. They don't cover. They don't
which
care.
Is nice.
Yeah. And they don't care. They
won.
And man, Monday night's game with Baltimore is going to be interesting, because through a couple of weeks of football, Green Bay in the NFC, Baltimore in the AFC look like the two best, most just well-oiled machines. Now, Green Bay dealing with a big injury to their tight end.
Oh yeah,
and you're curious
And he's been good this year.
He's been great this year. So the way it sounded late last night, he might be done for the season. Now it doesn't seem as bad as far as done for the season, but that's, the attrition game.
I look at that Green Bay game, and with that injury and just the way they've been playing, going to Cleveland. Cleveland still has a pretty decent defense, although it didn't look like it last week. Although I don't know if anybody could have stopped Baltimore last week. They were just on fire and pissed off because they lost to Buffalo in game 1. But they still have a pretty good defense. The problem for Cleveland, can they score any points to keep that game close? That's going to be the problem. And other than last night, I think that's the biggest line on the board right now at 7.5. The Packers favored in that game at Cleveland. So that one's going to be interesting to watch. And I'm staying far away from that one. I am far away from that one. Even a degenerate like myself.
Oh, you say that.
No, there's too many other games to bet on Sunday that I'm gonna stay far away from that one. That's not happening unless that number moves a little bit.
Until Sunday rolls around and the little device in your hand is saying, "Joe,
I know it,
Joe.
Well,
we need more of your money, Joe."
The little device will be active as it always is on Sunday.
Nobody wants to hear about your active little device on a Sunday morning.
It gets active. Sometimes it gets very happy. Sometimes not so happy. So it just depends. With that magic box that you watch them all. You sit there and have a good time.
I get it.
It's fantastic.
A magic box and a happy device.
Life is
People
good.
People are going, what the hell is going on at the Rhino house on a Sunday morning?
Life is good, isn't it? It sure is, man. I tell you what a day today, because we've got so much to talk about. Brian Schottenheimer joined the fellas this morning on the Morning Huddle. If you heard that, congratulations. I'm glad you did. You should tune in to Brian Schottenheimer every Friday morning on the Morning Huddle. But we've got some sound from him from that interview this morning. And Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan there in Dallas talking about some stuff that was very interesting that doesn't actually pertain to the Cowboys and the Bears necessarily. We'll hear from them. But first, Bruce Bowen, our old friend Bruce Bowen, dropped a bombshell when it comes to Kawhi Leonard and the LA Clippers. That's exactly right. We're going to hear from Bruce when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. The Cowboys are in Chicago taking on the Bears at Soldier Field. Pre-game at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Baba, what happened to that rich girl you were seeing? I'm still broken up about that. I really am. I think she was probably wealthy. All right. She had one boob.
What?
Now, there's an interesting detail.
She has one boob?
One boob. Laura, how many boobs do you have?
I have 2.
He's not interested. Go ahead, Bob.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place, so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/sports. openphone.com/SPORTS.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Claire. She loves her motorcycle, and she's learned to love the insects she encounters on her rides. She may not know the difference between a gnat and a mosquito at 55 miles per hour, but she does know one thing. It's always gross when one flies into her mouth. But she's so used to it that it's weird when it doesn't happen. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back with comprehensive and collision coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in DC.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
That leaf pile is 100 feet tall. Your dad can't handle this. Not without the right equipment.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with John Deere. Get $750 off select mowers, $2,000 off select Gator UVs, and $3,000 off select compact tractors.
Did I hear your dad got a John Deere? Yep, bad day to be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer, now through September 30th. Learn more at johndeere.com/gearupforfall.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Happy Monday here on the Morning Huddle. We've got a full weekend of football to discuss and even more to come, Rob.
We're not done yet. Baltimore, Detroit, Monday night, everything that happened over the weekend, all in one tiny package. We'll unwrap it at 6 a.m.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well done, Mr. Fletcher. Oh, happy Friday, everybody. And if you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, you are seeing a beautiful sight, something that we get to see every Friday. It is a high school football stadium. We're at Ferris Stadium, Northside Independent School District, and it is just gorgeous out there, waiting for a big game between Sotomayor and O'Connor. Jason Minix will have that call for you beginning at 7 o'clock tonight right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is a football Friday, Jason, but we got to talk a little basketball because our good friend, our old buddy Bruce Bowen, dropped a bombshell today, and my mouth was open when I heard what he said.
It truly adds a lot of context in a variety of ways. Because if you didn't know, Bruce Bowen went to be an analyst for the Los Angeles Clippers. Same TV role that Sean Elliott has with the Spurs. And he got fired from that job. And at the time, there were a lot of different reasons being thrown about. And, he went on Dan Patrick and kind of explained why he was let go from the LA Clippers.
The comments you made about Kawhi, was it that kind of cut and dry?
Oh, yeah, it was. Well, basically, we don't view your views that way. And because of your comments of Kawhi Leonard,
who told you that?
Choosing to go a separate way.
Who told you that?
An individual within their organization who signed off on me being on board.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. I mean, because I was told by somebody who's with the Clippers who said, look, we're not taking any chances here. We can't, and I thought, man, you're going to fire Bruce Bowen because he was honest about Kawhi, and therefore Kawhi might not want to play for the Clippers. Is that really what this is all about?
This is my one thing that I thought about in all of this is that Kawhi never said, I want to play for the Clippers. Kawhi said he wanted to play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, if you're going to run your organization based on hopes, maybe, and getting rid of others. Now, if I tore him down and I was disrespectful to him, that's one thing. But that's not the case. As an analyst, I'm supposed to talk about what I see and what I feel for this game that I love. And so if you can't do that, what does that say about your organizations?
He makes a good point. And this was before, the way I understand it, before Kawhi got to the Clippers. The Clippers were worried that Kawhi would hear Bruce's, I guess, criticism or commentary, and that he wouldn't sign with the Clippers.
Well, and to that point, I'm trying to think of the different timeline and when it all was there. But you know what? My memory was he wanted to get back to Los Angeles.
Correct.
Not a particular team, but he wanted to get close to home. If it were the Lakers, as Bruce said, and why would we doubt Bruce?
Why we wouldn't.
Right. Then you understand why the Clippers had to go above and beyond to get them there. Because the Clippers are that other team in Los Angeles. The Staples Center was, the Lakers building.
Little brother.
And so they always had to do more. So when you add in that little nugget from Bruce Bowen, which you always look for the smoking gun. Why would they do this? For the same reason why we in San Antonio often say free agents don't want to come here. The Clippers could say the same. Sure, you're in LA, but you're on that other team. The Lakers,
right.
The Lakers get all the attention. And in Los Angeles, if you think about the pecking order of sports between two Major League Baseball teams, two hockey teams, two basketball teams, hell, two NFL teams, USC and UCLA. Where do the Clippers rank?
Well, the Clippers and the Angels are probably at the bottom of that thing.
They are. I mean, I think the Anaheim Mighty Ducks might get more.
They might.
You have the LA Kings, but honestly, LA, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Lakers, USC, then Rams, then, and then you might get to the Chargers. I mean, there's only so much time. And you know what? There's sports guys in Los Angeles get about the same amount of time to do a sports cast as the guys in San Antonio.
A little less,
I mean,
probably.
Those guys are getting, 2 or 3 minutes, right? But like when we have done our show in the ESPN 710 Los Angeles studios that we do often when we're out there at Cowboys training camp, that last day, if it's an off day for the Cowboys on that Friday, we go to LA and we do a show from 710. And both of us are good friends with a guy named John Ireland, who is a Lakers TV guy. And he does a show on 710 at the same time that we would be in the building. And we've talked to him, how do you stack your show? It's Lakers, and then some of the other stuff.
Exactly right.
And that's during football season.
Yeah.
The Lakers drive the boat in Los Angeles the way the Cowboys drive the boat here and in Dallas, right? So I could see, hearing that from Bruce Bowen, I can certainly see why the Lakers would go above and beyond and maybe even a little sneaky and dirty to try to get a free agent, the likes of a Kawhi Leonard, to see if that would be the missing piece for them being a championship team.
And it goes in line with not only that, go do whatever you want, the sneaky, dirty part by greasing his palm in a way that circumvents the salary cap and pays him more than what is on paper that is submitted to the NBA. It all kind of makes sense now. And look, I want to be very clear because I've been very critical of Kawhi Leonard, and will continue to be. Don't get me wrong, because I just don't like the guy very much. But what Bruce is talking about was not Kawhi. This was all the Clippers.
Yeah.
They let him go because they were afraid. They wanted him so badly that they were afraid Kawhi would hear that and not want to come to the LA Clippers. So this was the Clippers that got Bruce fired or let him go, not Kawhi Leonard, maybe indirectly, but not directly.
But I could see where, because Bruce is very good on television.
Absolutely.
And when you're a team broadcaster, how critical can you be? I think Sean Elliott does a fantastic job, with the Spurs of teaching, kind of hammering some guys and mistakes without really hammering the guys. Whereas when you're watching a national broadcast, those guys are a lot more critical. But Sean, I think, is always very honest, but he's glass half full. He's looking at the upside when you know this team is not going to be very good. When you know a team isn't very good, then why do you hammer them night in and night out?
Right.
When they're teaching. I think Bruce does a good job with that, but also I think because Bruce has ties to San Antonio, probably knows more insight to what the crap was like on the inside when Kawhi was here and on his way out. And you think about the organization, Tony Parker. Remember when Tony Parker said my injury was 1,000 times worse?
Yep.
And Tony Parker kind of vilified for that. Spurs, some people thought they mishandled Kawhi. They didn't.
Oh my gosh.
They didn't. But from a national outsider look, how do you let a guy like that out the door? And Pop tried to send him to Siberia, which Toronto was as close as he could get. Now, granted, he won a title there, but that was the best deal for the organization at the time. But you had to move on. I think all of that factored into Bruce getting fired. But his little nugget there about, keep in mind, Kawhi wanted the Lakers, not the Clippers. And quite frankly, I always knew LA, but the Clippers had to go above and beyond. And there's the stories that Jeannie Buss was approached by Uncle Den trying to get more, and she wasn't willing to play ball. You know why she wasn't willing to play ball? She doesn't have to. She owns the freaking Lakers.
That's true.
They are the Lakers.
Yeah.
They're not. Jeannie Buss was not willing to risk it for you.
Well, no, and nobody should have. Now, the Clippers trying to get Kawhi, the issue is, look, if anybody doubts the stories here that he faked that knee injury when he was in San Antonio, just follow the timeline now. And the stories that are coming out now about the Clippers and the payments, and he's hurt and he can't, but then he gets paid, and magically that knee is just fine and he's out. Look, the guy's been doing this his entire career. It started here in San Antonio. The Spurs doctors were thrown under the bus by Kawhi, by a lot of the national media, and by a lot of other people, and were just completely thrown under the bus. This guy did that, and he continued to do it everywhere that he went. So anybody that doubts that Kawhi was a faker when he was here and he blew up this franchise by pushing his way out the door, please don't doubt those stories anymore, because they are absolutely true.
And the fact is, you were working in television at the time.
Yes.
I was here at the radio station, and we know a lot of the same stories, but from different people.
Mm-hmm.
Some are the same people, some are a little bit different. And the one thing where it is Kawhi, and Kawhi is a grown-ass man, although we all thought he was a bit of a robot, but things changed for Kawhi when Uncle Dennis took over his business management. The first couple of years, Kawhi had a real agent and family very much involved, but not handling his business. And it seems like everything went south for the organization and Kawhi Leonard when Uncle Dennis started managing everything. And that's where it turned. I mean, to a degree, he helped us win a championship. Things were really, really good seemingly for a while. He was
absolutely.
He was always a little bit odd, but nothing that the organization couldn't deal with until it seemed like Uncle Dennis started handling business stuff. That's when injuries started. That's when it really seemed like things took a real left turn. And keep in mind, Kawhi at the time, I thought really loved the idea of San Antonio because you had Timmy, you had Tim and Manu, and you had him. But he didn't have to do interviews. He didn't have to do all the other stuff because he wasn't the star player.
Well, he wasn't a very good interview.
Well, at least, yeah. But it also didn't seem like the fun guy wanted to do that kind of stuff. So it didn't matter to him where he was in the pecking order. Some players, they don't want to be the B or the C. They're 1 or 1A at the very least. And you know, you brought in LaMarcus Aldridge, which was going to be a great bridge to post Timmy, and he and Kawhi would have kept things on that championship trajectory. And
yeah, it all blew up. Look, Pop tried to keep the team afloat. He thought DeMar DeRozan could do that. DeMar DeRozan learned to like San Antonio, but keep in mind, DeMar DeRozan loved Toronto.
Yep.
He loved Toronto, and he was heartbroken that he was a part of that trade for Kawhi Leonard. He came in here, learned to love Pop, learned to love San Antonio, so it changed. But Pop did his best to try to keep that thing afloat with DeMar DeRozan, with the LaMarcus Aldridge signing, and then once he figured out just couldn't get back to the top.
Yep.
He blew it all up, and that's where we sit now, 11 years since the last championship, and trying to rebuild this team. So Kawhi Leonard, and when I heard that sound, and I'm sure you felt the same way, I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, there are levels of things that we still don't know that I think we will as this continues to spill out. That are probably going to blow your mind, because this guy and his uncle and whoever else is involved is just
that's who we are.
He's yes, that's who we are. You're exactly right. All right, let's switch gears because it is a Football Friday. We're live out here at Ferris Stadium when we're getting ready for the Sotomayor. What is Sotomayor? What's
the Wildcats?
The Wildcats.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still fairly new, aren't they? 5 years?
4
years.
4 years old. The seniors on this Sotomayor team, they're called legacy seniors. When they were in 8th grade, they chose the school name, the mascot, and the colors.
You know what's sad? I used to know everything there was to know about high school football in this town when I was in TV.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just don't follow it like I used to. And that's sad.
Yeah, you're at a stadium every Friday.
And that's my fault.
And the same questions every Friday.
That is my fault.
I was wrong.
You were right. No, it doesn't go that far, Pledge, and that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
What? Which were Davenport?
Davenport.
The Panthers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No.
They're not?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I just shot in the dark. What are they?
Yeah, the Wolves.
The Wolves.
Uh-huh.
Well, the same family.
It's like Axeman and Bobcat. Sure.
Oh, my gosh, dude. Don't get me started there on that. We're going to switch gears and talk football and big slate of NFL football coming up, obviously, this weekend. Cowboys, Bears, a tricky game in my mind. But Jerry Jones and Brian Schottenheimer on with the fellows, Axeman and Bobcat this morning. Jeez, I can't even say it with a straight face. We're going to hear from Shotty. We'll hear from Jerry when we return here from Ferris Stadium on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. For well over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. I know they've done some projects at my house, extra outlets in the garage. They fixed one of my lights, put dimmer lights in the living room, spotlight over one of the grills outside. Whether it's a project at your home, a project at the office, call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074. 404-9074, or or hill-electric.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Argo Group offers a full line of specialty insurance products and services designed to meet the unique coverage and claims handling needs of businesses. As a local employer, Argo contributes to the San Antonio community too, donating to more than 20 area nonprofits last year. Visit argogroup.com to learn how tailored strategies and global expertise can support your business. That's ARGOgroup.com. Argo, we help businesses stay in business.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961. Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue is the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, with smoked in-house meats, home-style sides, and specials like pork belly burnt ends, and our famous fully loaded chopped baker. The Texas barbecue you love is at Smoky Mo's. Order a Smoky Mo's tailgate pack or create your own. Choose your meats like brisket, turkey, or sausage, and sides kicked up a notch like roasted green corn and bacon cheddar potatoes. Smoky Mo's, with 8 convenient locations. Orders for pickup or delivery at SmokyMo'sBarbecue.com.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Make the break room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak your football watching headquarters. Watch all the college and NFL games on the 17 HD TVs. The break room shows all UFC and boxing events with no cover. The kitchen is open daily until midnight with karaoke on Tuesday nights and a DJ every Friday with pool, darts, video games, a patio. It's more than your average neighborhood bar. So check out the break room at 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. Follow the break room Live Oak on social media for the latest specials and events.
Football is back, baby, and Underdog is the best place to make your picks and win money all season long. You can play it in Texas, too. Guys, it is fun, it is exciting, and it's a great way to get in on the action. Playing is so easy. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more, and you get it right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Is Dak going to go higher or lower on passing yards? Will CD score a touchdown or not? All that makes the game a lot more fun. Get in on the action at Underdog Fantasy. Download the app now. Sign up with promo code ALAMO to score $50 in bonus funds when you play the first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Guys, it's summertime. Carbox got you covered with summertime beers. Whether it's the Love Street Blonde Kolsch Ale, the Rhubarb, which is their latest Fun Series beer, or a Ziegenbach, Crawford Bach, whatever you're looking for, there's something for everybody's taste in Carbox lineup. Check them out at all your local stores.
The Fall Golf Classic is sold out, but the party's just getting started. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star invites everyone, yes, even if you aren't playing, to the official Fall Golf Classic after party happening Monday, September 29th at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road. Mad props to this year's tournament sponsor, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, who hits back when life hits hard, and plenty of Sports Star love to Fly by Yingling and PPM Motorhomes too. The Blitz with Jason and Joe kicks off the party live at 2 p.m. So sneak out of work early, call it networking, and raise a glass with us. So whether you're playing in the Classic or just want to crash the party, you're officially invited to the Sports Stars Golf Classic After Party at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, Monday, September 29th at 2 p.m. sharp. Details at sasportstar.com. See you at the Break Room Bar. Golf shoes not required.
Football Friday. It is Friday, y'all. You made it. You made it. Congratulations. We are all here and ready for a weekend of football, and it all starts tonight on the high school football fields here in San Antonio. We are at one. That's Ferris Stadium out here on the north side, and we got Sotomayor against O'Connor. Should be a good one. Jason Minix will have your call beginning at 7 o'clock right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You got to be looking forward to this game. It's going to be interesting.
Dude, every Friday night, we'll always start with the Frito Pie. Seeing some people already commenting on the Frito Pie Friday. And sure, and when I say commenting on the YouTube page, you too can go there and comment. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. What I don't understand is we've been doing this for years, and people are very curious about the Frito Pies. And you never know what's going to become a thing, and that has become a thing. I get to the press box. I get to the stadium at noon, and I'll walk out of here close to 10:30, 11 o'clock. The concession stand won't open until 6 or 6:30. And so it's always kind of comical when people say, well, how's the Frito Pie? Well, dude, I don't know yet. It's 2:41. They haven't even started melting the cheese yet.
Well, you just got to follow Minix on his social medias at Jason Minix. You do that because I know as soon as he, he won't bring it up here. His good buddy John Robbins will.
I got people for that.
Yeah, so he'll bring it up here. And once John brings up the Frito Pie, then Minix will take a picture of it before he tears into it, devours it, and he'll let you know how it is.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
Yeah, But we're there. Clemens right now is the leader in the Frito Pie rankings.
All right.
Last week's Frito Pie, fantastic. Good chili to cheese ratio, but also they use the Frito Scoops over there at Church Cibolo Independent School District.
That makes a difference.
I mean, it was a little bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good.
All right. Now, what is the reputation of Ferris Stadium?
Solid. But Gus, again, same school district. The Frito Pie over at Gus. I don't know what they do over there, but that's always the best.
The Frito Pie Wars at high school football stadiums. Mm-hmm. It is a real thing. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. The war between the Cowboys and the Bears is a real thing, too, and it will be a real thing. 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. You can listen to that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Brian Schottenheimer was on with the fellas in the morning, AJ and Rob, a.k.a. Bobcat and Axeman.
Straight face.
I can't, man. I can't. So I'm going to stop saying it.
Straight face.
And with some interesting tidbits this morning, for sure.
Well, and again, I mean, he's on every Friday morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And, he talked about some of the challenges they're going to face against that Chicago defense.
Well, I think they're definitely beat up. I think that's unfortunately part of the game, and it's no different than us, going in without BB and Deron Bland and things like that. So it's part of the game. But I will say this, man, Dennis Allen's a damn good football coach. I've always had a lot of respect for him, even going back to when he was the head coach with the Raiders, and his defenses are very, very multiple. So he'll have something in store for us, something we haven't seen, something that's not been scouted up. And again, I think we're going to have to play well, and we're going to have to be balanced and run the ball well and use the action passing game. But it'll be a good challenge for us because, again, a ton of respect for Dennis Allen, and it's always good to go on the road and deal with the crowd noise and things like that.
You know, the Cowboys ought to be able to do pretty much what they want offensively. I really do, because he talked about they're banged up, and most of that's in the secondary. They got 2 starting cornerbacks, I believe, that are hurt and probably won't play this week. So CD, Pickens, and Dak ought to have a lot of fun when they go to Chicago this Sunday.
Well, and a big part of that is just Dak Prescott playing at a high level right now with a ton of confidence.
Well, I think there's a confidence to Dak's game right now, which is great to see. I think, the one advantage that I feel like that Dak and I both have with all the new hires and, new coaches is that we know each other, right? And so our ability to communicate, our ability to be on the same page is a little bit unique because we've been around each other for so long. I think that's important. But I just think his footwork right now has been really, really good. He's playing really firm on his back foot. He's playing with a base, which is something we've talked about when he's standing in the pocket. We don't want him straight-legged. We want his feet, about shoulder width apart, because, windows open and close so quick in this league. And I think he's doing a great job with that. And again, I just really think that, our ability to use him both, from under center and in the gun has been really good for him, because the different protections and stuff we're using and moving the launch point and stuff like that, all the while tying it into the run game has made it to where he's just very, very comfortable and confident in what we're doing. And it doesn't hurt to have a couple studs out there on the outside, and like in George and CD and Fergie, had a great week last week, and Turp's a weapon, and then turn around and hand the ball to Javonte Williams. So he's got a lot of weapons, which helps with the confidence as well.
Absolutely. When you have that kind of weapons and you know that you get the ball to any one of them at any time, it's got to help your confidence. And again, we talked about this yesterday, Minix. I think Dak Prescott, and not that I don't think he was feeling all that great last year. And I think there was a mood in that, not necessarily physically, but mentally, just because, and that was the mood of the team, I think, just the way things were last year. This year, there's more energy in the building and energy around this team.
No disagreement there, except for I don't know if there is a more mentally strong quarterback in the National Football League right now, except maybe Patrick Mahomes. The everything that Dak Prescott has to deal with and has had to deal with, that the quarterback that has a star on their helmet has to deal with. All the drama, all the chaos, all the negativity, just all of it. And Dak Prescott's the same guy day in and day out. And even last year, he didn't have enough around him. But
that's an understatement.
But he was the same guy, and so. But last year was just bizarre. But he was the one thing that was steady. And this year, just the confidence in his throws, some of the throws that he's making, throwing into. We talked about this in game 1 and game 2. He ain't worried about an interception. I mean, he tries to fit one into a tight window. If it gets intercepted, what are they going to say? Something that he hasn't heard before that's going to hurt his feelings? He's the same guy. Where I worry about, like Tua in the interception he threw last night, how damaging is that for Tua on his next throw? I think Dak Prescott has just been through so much. Mentally, he's strong, but now, like we talked about last year, we know what Dak Prescott is. He's a great regular season quarterback that has not had any success in the postseason. We know he can only carry this team so far. Yep. You got to put other pieces around him for this team to get over the top. And Jerry did that with the Pickens move. And while we kind of questioned the Williams move through 2 games, that looked like a really, really smart pickup for the Dallas Cowboys. We know they need a bell cow running back, and Javonte Williams looks like he can be that guy. Can he stay healthy for 17? That's the $1 million question, but it's not like they got 2 has-beens to see what tread is left on the tires.
Now, Javonte Williams, before his injury, was running the football really well and had a huge promise. And you have the knee injury and you blow that out and things derail a little bit. But the guy is back to what he was. And I always thought that he could be the bell cow here. Miles Sanders, I wasn't sure that he would even make the 53.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, but he has, and he's contributing. And then the Cowboys have 2 more running backs that we haven't seen yet, Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa. And I'm not sure when we'll see those guys. That'll be interesting to see. But as long as Williams and Sanders are carrying the load and doing what they're doing, there's no rush on those other two guys. It'll be interesting for me to watch on Sunday, Jason, and see if the Cowboys try to establish that running game. And I say that just to, even though we mentioned the defensive back problem the Bears have, just to see and keep their defense off the field as long as they can because of the issues that they're having themselves in that secondary.
Well, and as Schottenheimer told the boys this morning, a lot of that just starts with communication.
The biggest thing for us in the secondary, guys, we just have to communicate better. The hardest thing about playing team defense, man, is it's got to be all 11 guys together. And the standard was not the standard from a pass coverage standpoint last week. And we know that. The players know that. We don't hide from those things. We showed those things on Monday, but the communication has to be better. The communication will be better. And that's what the emphasis has been this week. It's been sharing information. And again, we're going to be challenged because, Ben does a really good job with shifts and motions and movements and things like that. But, again, we did it against Philly. We just didn't do it very well against the Giants. I think, A.J. Brown had, one catch against Philadelphia. And so, again, it's a new week, and it wasn't the standard. We know it needs to be better. It's been addressed. It's being corrected. And I have a lot of trust and confidence in our players that they're going to go out there and play well on Sunday against the Bears.
I don't doubt that, and I think that they will. Will that defense plug up some of the holes that they have? Because, look at that Chicago Bears offense. Whatever you think of Caleb Williams, the guy can throw the football when he's got his head out of his behind. And he's got some weapons on the outside. He does. And so I think they'll be able to score on the Cowboys defense. But I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up. And I think the Cowboys can pretty much set their own tone when it comes to the scoreboard. I really do. With the injury problems that the Bears have, I just think Dallas, whatever they want to put up on the board, they're going to be able to do that.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. But when you think about the defense and Caleb, right? Last week for the Bears, it was a disaster. The week before that, first half, they played really good.
They had the lead in the first half.
Well, and you almost wonder, with all the scripted plays, they were good. When they got off script, how were they in the moment? Caleb, can he put together 4 solid quarters? How good is the defense going to be? And then you add in a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, who apparently got arrested last week after his visit with Dallas. We'll get into that in a moment. But, I mean, the Cowboys haven't even had a padded practice this week. So what can we really expect from a guy like Clowney, who showed up Monday? He's gone through a couple of walkthroughs, but they haven't even put on pads this week. Schottenheimer this morning talking about Jadeveon Clowney and his impact.
We got to get through today's practice before we finalize any of the roster decisions. And but I know he's working really hard to get out there. And what I love about him, he's a damn good football player. And he's not just a pass rusher. He's a guy that can junk up the run game because of his length and his ability to move and quickness and all that stuff. And but I love the fact that the first couple of days he's been here, he's really been doing a great job of diving into teaching some of the younger players. My first experience with him here was out there at Wednesday's practice right before stretch, and he was literally talking with Isaiah Land, one of our young rush players, and was just taking him. They were talking pass rush moves, and that's the kind of stage that Jadeveon's at in his career. He wants to win. He wants to help win, but he also wants to be able to give back. And to me, that's you're catching a guy at the exact right time when he wants to do that.
It's interesting the way he started that soundbite, Jason. I mean, we talked to Stephen Jones yesterday, and Stephen said, he thought he'd get 20, 25 snaps. When you listen to Shotty, it's not even clear that Clowney will be on the active roster for tomorrow or for Sunday's game.
Well, and there's that. And then you had Jerry Jones this morning on 105.3 The Fan with maybe the shortest answer I've ever heard from Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I think that's a little up in the air. They'll read that as they go, but I do expect him to play.
All right, so, I mean, you got Steven 2025, Jerry, maybe. But again, they haven't even put on pads this week in Dallas, and a part of that was the number of limited padded practices you get because of the long overtime. Schottenheimer giving the guys a bit of a break this week, which is good for probably most of the guys, except for a guy like Jadeveon Clowney. So that dude hasn't hit anybody since the last game he played in. Or I say that. I mean, now granted, I we'll see Sunday. I kind of expect him to play.
I expect him to play too. I think it'd be kind of silly. It's not like he's got to learn a bunch of plays.
Quarterback, get quarterback.
Exactly. He kind of knows what to do and clog up the run. DeAndre Swift? I mean, pretty good running back. The Bears. Yeah. Offensively, they got some weapons.
Yeah. Swift, by the way, the injury report just came out. Swift limited in practice again today. He's been limited all week with a quad, listed officially as questionable for the game on Sunday. He's going to play, but he's going to be limited. But the Bears have a linebacker and 3 defensive backs and another linebacker that have already been ruled out. Jalen Johnson and Jalen Jones. Kyle Gordon, defensive backs all out. DeMarco Jackson and TJ Edwards, the 2 linebackers, already ruled out. They're banged up. Now, you might have seen as we talk about Jadeveon Clowney. Big headline. Jadeveon Clowney arrested for misdemeanor trespassing last week.
Wow.
Well, welcome to Dallas.
But it wasn't in Dallas, right? It was in South Carolina.
No, but remember, he was in Thursday.
Right.
Last Thursday, visited with the Cowboys and left. Went home, hometown, Rock Hill, South Carolina. On Friday, faces misdemeanor charges of trespassing and failure to identify. According to a police report, he was trying to park his car in a closed parking lot and was arrested for parking there after being told not to.
So you get arrested for trespassing. It's a misdemeanor offense. Yeah, that's just kind of chicken bleep. I mean, isn't it? I mean, I get it. And if he was being an ass, maybe, that's why they did it. But, I mean, do they not like the South Carolina Gamecocks in this particular little town? I mean, come on.
It's Rock Hill, South Carolina. I mean, there's so many ways. Parking lot, you can't park here. Do you know who I am?
Probably.
Well, actually, he didn't say that because failure to identify himself. And,
well, this parking lot attendant or whoever it was obviously is not a football fan. Called the cops and wanted to press charges. This dude's trespassing. I told him to leave. He won't leave. And I don't know who he is.
Well, then I'm trying to – did he get arrested?
Well, probably got a ticket if it's a misdemeanor, right?
Well, because the headline on Pro Football Talk says he was arrested. And so did he get into a little pissing match with the parking lot attendant?
Could be.
I have all the authority in the world.
Would you want to get in a pissing match with Jadeveon Clowney?
No, but I could see. I mean, all right, man, dude, I'm parking my car here. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to eat dinner, whatever, and I'll come back, and there's the cops.
Could be. Well, he fits right in with the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome to the Star.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's funny as hell. So we don't know what happened, so we can't really criticize either or. But he's not in big trouble, and it's going to be okay. Have you ever been, and I don't know if your wife's listening or not. She's probably at work, Minnick, so it's okay. You're among friends. You ever been to a strip club where they have, wrestling in mud or stuff like that?
I have.
You have?
I not mud.
Not
cream
mud?
style corn.
That sounds disgusting. All truth, I never have.
Jello?
Nothing. But they're having a party.
It's down south, so it makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
We'll explain.
We'll explain
Yeah.
when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 281 with the Blitz.
Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Claire. She loves her motorcycle, and she's learned to love the insects she encounters on her rides. She may not know the difference between a gnat and a mosquito at 55 miles per hour, but she does know one thing. It's always gross when one flies into her mouth. But she's so used to it that it's weird when it doesn't happen. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back with comprehensive and collision coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in DC.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm. How can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Big weekend of football in the college variety. 16th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders take on the 17th ranked Utah Utes on the road. Kickoff 11 o'clock tomorrow morning will be televised on Fox. UIW is taking on Northern Arizona at 4. UTSA at Colorado State. They'll kick at 8:30. And the number 8th ranked Texas Longhorns take on Sam Houston State in Austin at 7 o'clock.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On a football Friday. Glad you made it to Friday. The weekend is here, everybody. Congratulations. We made it through. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and we are live at Ferris Stadium getting ready for a high school football game that you can listen to right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Jason Minix will have the call between Sotomayor and O'Connor.
Now, what's the neighborhood that's back here? Do you know? Like from where we are in the press box, we can see Brandeis High School, the baseball, softball fields, and then the neighborhood off to the right.
I have no idea.
Because all those houses over there, there's like one of those big rock retaining walls and some green space. Somebody's dog has just run away. I'm watching him in the binoculars. It looks like a golden retriever is just having the time of his life.
Wow. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're watching dogs and not looking in somebody's window.
Well, no, but I mean, I just looked up and I could see something moving over there, and I'm like, "What is that?" Somebody's dog must have got out, and he's just having a good time. But it's not like he can get back into the backyard.
Everybody's happy it's Friday, including the dogs.
Yeah, but I don't want somebody's dog to get lost. They're going to be looking for that.
Well, what are you going to do? Why don't you, if you want to go?
Just saying, if you live over here and they got a golden retriever, you might want to check to see if your dog is still around, because it's just running loose over there.
Running loose. That's all right. It's what we do. We run loose.
You're on a leash, my friend. You're on a leash.
Not today.
You say that now until we get to our first story of the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Down in Stark Vegas, there is a strip club that is taking something that's been around for a long time, but to new levels. We've heard of Jello wrestling. There's been mud wrestling.
Corn wrestling,
I've actually been to cream-style corn wrestling.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, well, I will stand a leash on that comment.
I mean, there was I'm trying to remember what club it was at. I want to say it was one of those places off of San Pedro. And I was a judge. John Lyle at the time was a judge.
Wow, tough work.
Work.
Jeez.
But there's a place down in Starkville. They are going to have at a place called the Pony. Only $20 to watch all the fun unfold. Biscuits and gravy wrestling.
Well, they call it wrestling.
Wrestling.
That's right. Biscuits and gravy wrestling. Now, the question is, does that $20, does it come with breakfast? Do you get
a spoon?
Do you get to eat after the wrestling?
Do you really just want to get a spoonful after they've been wrestling in there?
It depends on who's wrestling.
I'm just saying.
I mean, there might be some.
I mean, it is cream gravy.
Well, have you ever heard the term? She's so fine, I'd drink her bathwater. Right? I mean, I've heard that before. I'm not saying I've ever used it. I'm just saying. So I'm wondering if that term, boy, she's so fine, I'd eat her biscuits and gravy. Holy cow. I can see that. They're passing out spoons. Yeah.
You're a dumb butt.
We got a pit full of biscuits and gravy and maybe some other stuff. Help yourself.
Is it sausage gravy?
What? I don't know. But I'm just saying that it might be entertaining. And it might be delicious.
How flaky are the biscuits?
Well, they're probably pretty flaky after a little wrestling. You know, I'm glad that
are there butter on there? Is there butter on the rolls?
Well, you could probably. You know, that's interesting because those things might slip into places.
For $20, man.
Hey, well, it should come with breakfast if you so choose.
So after the matches, grab a plate and get a spoonful.
Exactly. They probably
because they just get gooey and sticky and stick all over everything.
They might have, a nice ladle. You could just ladle that in a bowl and go to town.
Well, you would need more than a ladle, right? I mean, you want more than a mouthful at that point.
Well, most of the time you do, yeah. No offense.
Mouthful of biscuits and gravy. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm saying that. I'm glad they're coming up with different approaches, and props to the pony in Starkville. Yeah, that's where Mississippi State is, right? Yeah. Well, it's college town. I could see that happening. And I guarantee you, as college kids are eating the biscuits and gravy after the event.
Buttered buns.
Yes, sir. Yeehaw.
You've never been to an event like that?
I never have. Yeah, look, I've been to many strip clubs in my younger days, but I've never been to a mud wrestling or any kind of other.
Jello?
Nothing. It's crazy, isn't it? All I've had
midgets. Remember when they used to, which was the legal term, the proper term. You've never done that either.
No, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. I've seen a one-arm stripper. That's it. Wichita Falls, Texas. And she was.
And your strip club story from Utah probably wouldn't allow food to touch anything.
Nothing could touch anything in Utah, but the one-arm stripper was the main attraction, and she was. She was very good.
Now, David Macias on our YouTube chat, on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, does pose a really good question for you when it comes to the biscuits and gravy wrestling with the strippers there at the Pink Pony Club.
Yeah.
Would you need to add ketchup?
Oh, I just thought of something I'm not going to say. I probably would forego the ketchup, my friend. Yes.
Because visually it just would look gross?
Yeah.
Just like when you add it to chicken fried steak. Well played, David Macias.
No.
Yes.
The chicken fried steak I know that I put there. I don't want to see that.
Where do I stick my meter?
After strippers or mud wrestling or biscuits. We got another story, don't we?
Nope, just that one.
That's it. Well, let's keep going.
Would you like the shovel, sir? Girl is going viral for saying that she spent around $60,000 to $70,000 on just the bars her senior year of college. She was running up tabs. If you watch this Barstool YouTube video, on her parents' credit card, of course. Friends didn't want to go out. No, don't worry, I've got it. And 10, 11, 12 grand a month at the bar.
Well, she'd be a great friend to have.
She would.
Because she was paying for everything. And buying tables at clubs. And if you've ever done that, you got to buy a $300 bottle of vodka or whatever it is. You talk about spanking somebody's hiney. If I'm this girl's father, she's toast.
Well, that's daddy.
Are you kidding me? Can you imagine getting that credit card bill at your house?
No. I mean, here's the thing. Like, if my kid, which does have access to our credit card, abused it once, that'd be over. That would be it. Like that, if that were, when she's telling the story about, 11 grand a month in tabs, that would happen once, and then you're cut off. She was able to do that for the entire semester, so her parents apparently didn't give a damn.
Or 60 or 70 grand total.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's a lot of things that you'll put on your credit card to earn Companion Pass, but that ain't it. I mean, no way in hell.
Well, now, if you're at the Pony at Starkville, then it's okay.
I mean, again, that's good for a night. It's only $20 to get in, and I could see where Joe would get a little out of hand.
Dude, the stories are lengthy about strip clubs and credit card bills when it comes to me. And I was one of those guys back in the day that fell for the con.
You?
Oh, that's you. This girl, she likes me. Hubba. Yeah. So you just keep spinning.
I've been in trouble one time for the ATM withdrawals at a strip club. One time. Once.
Well,
and I was in Vegas. Joanna wasn't with us. We went up for the Mayweather fight, then went to a strip club, and then we were on an early flight the next day. Now, we had a great time to the point where I got on the plane and woke up in San Diego instead of San Antonio. I'm still not sure how that happened.
That's a great trip.
Yeah. But at the strip club, because my buddy Joel, his fault, I had to go to the ATM not once but twice. I didn't get in trouble for that. I got in trouble for the $80 service fees that I had to pay twice. That's what my wife was mad at. These service fees.
Yeah.
Twice.
I can't recall if when I ran up these bills, if I was married or not, or if I was, it probably wasn't long
enough. I kind of have a time frame where I know you probably would have been in trouble no matter what, so you just went and got in trouble.
Well, I mean, at that point, you ask for forgiveness, but
I know at that stretch of time in your life, it didn't matter. You were going to be in trouble if you chewed wrong, so you might as well go have a good time.
Boy, you ain't kidding. Might as well do it. It was. Well, biscuits and gravy. What are you having for breakfast tomorrow? That sounds good.
Actually, it does, man. It might even just, what the hell, go to the Cracker Barrel. Let's go get some biscuits and gravy.
The Cracker Barrel. Here we go. Right.
Does Shotgun Willie's, does the Palace serve breakfast?
I don't know if they do. Haven't been there in a long time. I know All Stars is closed.
Yeah.
What's the Shark place over there off of 410?
The Shark place.
I don't know what the name of it is.
It's not PT's.
No, I don't know what it is. They got a big shark out on the Sugars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't frequent those places. There's that one down Perrin Bidle. Have you seen it?
Yeah. It looks like an emergency room. I think they changed that. Yeah.
Peach babes.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that's been 1,000 different things. At one point, it was trying to be like an emergency room, but people were going in there with their kids thinking it was an actual ER, so they changed the name.
Well, dude, I drove by there yesterday. There's a big old limo outside, and they look like they're having a good time in there.
And you didn't want to stop in and see what was up?
I did not stop in there at all and had no desire to do so. Maybe someday. Who knows?
Yeah.
Speaking of strip clubs, what do you think about the tush push? A lot of people are not liking this thing, and a lot of it's coming up. And the NFL officials got a memo this week. And we'll tell you what was in that said memo when we return here from Ferris Stadium. Get ready for high school football on a Friday night. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps made, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations just waiting for your logo. And he's got all the popular cap brands like the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie Caps, Nike Cap America in stock. Need t-shirts, screen printed? Go see Sam. If you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a dress shirt, any kind of shirt, fishing shirt, Sam's got you covered. Now carrying a full line of Tommy Bahama gear. So you need your logo on a nice Tommy Bahama golf shirt, jacket, quarter zip. Go see Sam. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. No order too big, no order too small. And all items do come with a warranty. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410, right there across from the McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high-quality, real Texas football and premium fresh-pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Argo Group delivers specialty insurance tailored to your business, backed by expert claims handling and global experience. As a proud local employer, Argo gave back to more than 20 San Antonio nonprofits last year. Visit argogroup.com. Argo, helping businesses stay in business. Argo Group offers a full line of specialty insurance products and services designed to meet the unique coverage and claims handling needs of businesses. As a local employer, Argo contributes to the San Antonio community too, donating to more than 20 area nonprofits last year. Visit argogroup.com to learn how tailored strategies and global expertise can support your business. That's argogroup.com. Argo, we help businesses stay in business.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99, and we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale. Now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Thinking about replacing doors or windows? Well, whether it's one, two, or all of them, for the best price and quality, I've got the company for you. Hi, everybody. This is Joe Reinagel from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. For windows and door renovations, call and compare. Whether it's a window or door project at home, or if you're a contractor, windows and door renovations, 210-284-7888. Offering a wide variety of designs, styles, and materials. Save more with window technology that helps maintain your home's temperature, making your AC work less and your electricity bill go down. They're also selling Anderson windows, and all of their work comes with a lifetime warranty. Get the best price. Call now, 210-284-7888. Proudly veteran-owned and committed to supporting our military community. For more information, look them up on Facebook as Windows and Door Renovations. Call today, 210-284-7888.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
And Andrew Monaco will join us about 3:35, so about 20 minutes or so, 15, something like that. Andrew Monaco talking about that thrilling Aggie victory against the Golden Domers last Saturday. A thriller. This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinigle. He is Jason Minix. We're live at Ferris Stadium. There'll be a high school football game that Mr. Minix will be calling for us tonight here on 94.1.
The Quartermoon Plumbing High School Game of the Week, energized by Hill Electric, O'Connor, Sotomayor, Panthers, Wildcats. Should be a fun one starting at 7 o'clock. Quick update on Jadeveon Clowney getting arrested. According to Clarence Hill from All City Dallas, he tweets out that Clowney said he was arrested parking at his aunt's house at a high school football game. Said he was detained for no more than 20 minutes and was back at the game before the second quarter. Frustrated by the entire matter. First time that he's ever been arrested. And it's this type of stuff that he's had to deal with his entire life growing up there. He plans to fight the case.
Wow. He was at his aunt's place. Was it his aunt that was out there saying, you can't park here? I mean, arrested, handcuffed. I mean, Scotty Scheffler might have the record for getting out of jail the fastest. So I don't know how you make it back to second quarter if you were actually arrested and taken down or what was going on. But, if their neighborhood high school stadium, hey, you're not, you don't have the sticker on the car, if you will, there's some neighborhoods here in the San Antonio area that has your get out of jail free sticker on it, supposedly. I have one of those.
What is it? A little roadrunner or something?
Little bird,
little bird that, the Chavano Park police see that and are supposedly going to let you go 32 in a 30.
That's the rumor. I don't know, but
because the rest of us that don't have that fancy ass sticker, you get pulled over for going 31.
Dude, you know what's funny about that? And I saw it this morning. I went to the cleaners this morning, dropped some clothes off, and I'm coming back down Military Drive. And the police officers sit in the middle of the highway. They just expanded Military. There's 2 lanes on each side and a turning lane. Well, they'll sit there in the turning lane.
Yeah.
And as I'm driving by,
which should be illegal, by the way.
This guy hits his lights and he turns around and hits. There's some truck going the other way that he pulled over.
I thought they were turning around to get you. And you flashed your bird at them and your bird sticker.
I don't speed down that highway ever because I do not want to get a ticket from Chavano Park's finest.
Well, and again, it's all in how things are officiated there. It's kind of like the tush push, if you will. So, again, part of the conversation because why not? They tried to get rid of the play. They didn't. And now after the Kansas City game, the beloved Chiefs are now 0-2, and they're blaming the tush push. And was there a false start on the play? And after reviewing the film, there was. It was missed. Now, apparently, they're going to be watching that a little bit closer. Dean Blandino, of course, because when there's referee questions, the guy that screwed up, Des caught it, is now weighing in on the future of the tush push.
I think it's going to depend on what happens the rest of the way, right? This is week 2, short-term memory. If nothing happens, there's no controversy.
They're going to run it multiple times. And the Eagles are on national television 100%. Or on standalone games on Fox.
100%.
Nonstop.
So the chances that something's going to come up later in the season are pretty high. I think there were 10 teams that voted to keep it, 9, not the Eagles and 9 other teams. Of those 9 teams, I know there were several that felt like the Eagles won the Super Bowl. We're not going to take the easy route. We're going to be, the ego, and we're going to stop it. And we're not going to be seen as we couldn't stop them. They won the Super Bowl. I know for a fact that there were some clubs that had that in the back of their minds and might have been a factor in voting to keep it.
That it's gone after this year. I don't see any way it sticks around after this year. And what I was happy about was Chris Jones, who was the vocal Kansas City chief, who said, look, they moved multiple times, and there should have been a flag called, and there wasn't. I feel bad for the officials, though, because there's so much humanity in a pile. I don't know how you know if somebody moves or if somebody fumbles or what the case may be. That's a difficult task for the officials.
So they tried to use injuries, the potential for injuries, even though by all the data, there's nobody ever been hurt on that play.
Uh-huh.
And now you're going to tell me, well, it's too hard to officiate, so we're going to get rid of it? That seems so chicken bleep. But as Jerry Jones said this morning on 105.3 The Fan, rules come and go like that for a variety of reasons and have throughout the entire history of the NFL.
Well, it very easily could be, but as so often, I'm going to compare this to Michael Irvin, the Michael Irvin rule. Michael had a technique that would give him an instant separation from the D-back, and of course Aikman had the ball there when he separated, but he'd kind of punch him down on the hip, and that had that separation. Well, it was so effective, the league banned it. That's not uncommon. Did the same thing, but for safety reasons when we had the horse collar tackle. And so my point about all of this is that they do that well because they've got a quarterback that is unique relative to his strengths, and that makes that play go. Now, they've got it down to an art, but their point was others could have it down to an art too. When do we change rules because a team has gotten excellent at it? Well, we've done it before. There's a long history of changing rules because teams get excellent at it.
And by the way, the Cowboys did vote they voted to ban the tush push. They were one of the teams that voted to ban it. I just don't think it survives after this year.
No, and again, it seems silly there's this much conversation over that play, but it seems sillier to say it's too difficult to officiate, so get rid of it.
Well, it's interesting, and the Bills tried to do this, and they failed miserably in the playoffs last year. And as big as Josh Allen is, you'd think they would have a little bit of an advantage there. But it's something about Jalen Hurts and the strength that man has in his legs that they just do it right. And he's good at it.
Well, and one of the things, because remember, it was against the rules for a long time about pushing or pulling players.
Right.
And they got rid of that, too, because it was too hard to officiate. But that was when, a receiver downfield getting pushed into the end zone, pulled into the end zone, you couldn't tell really from an officiating running in a situation like that what was truly going on. That makes sense. This, it seems silly. Nobody can stop it, so let's get rid of it. If I were an Eagle fan, I'd be mad as hell. I honestly, I would be. I think it's dumb that you want to ban a play because only one team can do it and do it effectively. And quite frankly, I don't know that, if Jalen Hurts is out and they put a backup quarterback in, now we did see it in the preseason and it worked, right? But what we thought, Jason Kelce retires, they won't be able to do it. They just do it better than everybody. But what we saw in the Kansas City game, they were leaving a little early. And the referees have to be able to catch that.
They've got to be able to do that. The Bills, and so they failed miserably. They didn't have the pusher.
Yes.
For Josh Allen. Now, maybe it was Allen saying, no, nobody touch my hiney because I don't want anybody touching that thing. I don't know what happened.
Cheeks are fine, my friend.
I think it's gone, but that's really all the Eagles have done. They've had no offense this year at all.
What I see, a weird stat?
Yeah.
More tush pushes than passes over more than 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And what's A.J. Brown got? 3?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's ridiculous. One of the best wide receivers in the league, and he has been non-existent thus far in the NFL season. Well, let me tell you something. They're still celebrating in Aggie land. big win over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish last week, a thriller. And the guy that was there to see every single play and call it was the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco. He joins us next right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, let me talk to you about Stevens Roofing and Solar. Love talking about Stevens Roofing and Solar. Family-owned company, local company, just the best in the business. Look, I know this. I've talked to them many times. They've got a long client list of repeat customers. You know you're doing it right if you have that, and they have it. They're the best in the business. There's no question about that. Look, wintertime is coming up. Summertime is going away, and that means winter weather. And I don't know what Mother Nature has in store for us, but it doesn't matter. Stevens Roofing has an answer for anything that she throws at us. You need to get your roof checked out. It'd be a good idea to do it now before we get into any kind of ice or whatever is going to happen. The wind, you know it's coming. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. They're going to send out an experienced crew. They'll inspect your roof for free. And they'll tell you if anything's wrong, any fixing that needs to be done, or maybe there's nothing that needs to be done and you're okay. And that's going to give you the peace of mind that you need as we head into the winter season. It's really easy to do. You call Stevens Roofing, let them know what you want, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
The Fall Golf Classic is sold out, but the party's just getting started. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star invites everyone, yes, even if you aren't playing, to the official Fall Golf Classic after party happening Monday, September 29th at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road. Mad props to this year's tournament sponsor, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, who hits back when life hits hard, and plenty of Sports Star love to Flight by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes too. The Blitz with Jason and Joe kicks off the party live at 2 p.m. So sneak out of work early, call it networking, and raise a glass with us. So whether you're playing in the Classic or just want to crash the party, you're officially invited to the Sports Stars Golf Classic After Party at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, Monday, September 29th at 2 p.m. sharp. Details at sasportstar.com. See you at the Break Room Bar. Golf shoes not required.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
These guys around the country made a fan page for us.
So,
Rico Suave, what is it that stimulated you about our program?
It's a love of the show, man.
What would you like to see us do more of since you're a P1 listener?
Girls on trampolines during the break. They're pre-K.
Man.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Make the Break Room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak your football watching headquarters. Watch all the college and NFL games on the 17 HD TVs. The Break Room shows all UFC and boxing events with no cover. The kitchen is open daily until midnight with karaoke on Tuesday nights and a DJ every Friday with pool, darts, video games, a patio. It's more than your average neighborhood bar. So check out the Break Room at 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. Follow the Break Room Live Oak on social media for the latest specials and events.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/sports. openphone.com/SPORTS.
Guys, it's summertime. Carbox got you covered with summertime beers. Whether it's the Love Street Blonde Kolsch Ale, the Rhubarb, which is their latest Fun Series beer, or a Ziegenbach, Crawford Bach, whatever you're looking for, there's something for everybody's taste in Carbox lineup. Check them out at all your local stores.
This is Andrew Monaco. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. With 4 seconds left, Aggies up 41-40. From the 31-yard line, the snap to Carr, throws across the middle, complete, lateral. At the 40, out of bounds, Texas A&M comes on the road, defeats number 8 Notre Dame. A signature win for Mike Elko. Woo!
The velvety voice of Andrew Monaco making the call. Every Aggie in the world is happy as they can be.
Absolutely. And let's talk to the velvety voice man, Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies. Joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, an off day because the Aggies have a bye after the signature win for Mike Elko and a signature call for one Andrew Monaco. How's your Friday, my friend?
Friday's great because the Saturday was even better. That's what makes this Friday so good. And I get to talk to you guys.
There you go. Now, I'm curious because, you know, in the moment, obviously, as a broadcaster, I mean, you know, that's just what's naturally coming to your mind as that game is unfolding. But I'm more curious about a video you posted on social media. Somewhere was in Italy. They're going all Spurs-like on Commerce Street, honking their horns after that win. What is that all about?
Like. So that is La Mangiatora. La Mangiatora is a pizzeria. It's in Tuscany. And Ryan Price, class of 91, is the president of the Italy A&M Club. Well, he has Rip Arbella, and it's olive oil. He's got a farm there. Anyway, because he's such an Aggie fan, the mayor and residents meet at La Mangiatoia. So whenever the Aggies are playing, whatever that time change is, they watch and listen to the games because of Ryan Price being the head of that Italy A&M club. So they were getting kicked out because it was the hour, didn't know what to do. So they drove around that plaza, honking their horns. It looked exactly like a Spurs championship parade, did it not?
Oh, it's fantastic. And I know that Aggies everywhere. My son-in-law graduated from Texas A&M and his entire family, and they're just on cloud 9 right now after the Aggies spectacular win. I don't know how you do it. I'm watching that game going, this is one of the greatest games I've ever seen. And I'm watching it on TV, Andrew. When you're calling a game like that is just back and forth, what goes through your mind? How do you feel? And do you lose your train of thought? What goes through your mind?
Don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. You know what's really interesting, Joe, is it was the entire Saturday. Like, to me, I was like everybody else. I could not wait to get on that campus and do a game in that stadium. So
Will Johnson and I went over early as the booth is getting set up, and we walked around the campus, and we saw the Golden Dome and Touchdown Jesus and the Grotto. Like, you had to take full advantage of all of that, and then here comes the game, and to me, it met and exceeded all expectations, and to have that game come down to a final drive for all intents and purposes. But you realize here you are at Notre Dame Stadium. I had seen R.C. Slocum earlier in the day, and he was, the last coach who coached there when A&M, when he coached against his former assistant, Bob Davie, the last time they were there. But also because of that national stage, could they break through? And that's what Mike Elko was talking about. Could they break through? And they broke through in that game. And, you just realize that it's going to be a big moment in the course of the season. You can go bigger picture. What does it mean the rest of the way? But in that moment, you just enjoy watching a Marcel Reed play so well. You love seeing Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver, two guys who you brought in to elevate this receiving game, an offensive line that gave him the time. Le'Veon Moss going back to that. Like, this is the games that they dropped last November, and they found a way on the road, and they got a little bit of a monkey off their back, and they got a little national attention, if you ask me. That
Andrew Montco, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and Andrew, I mean, is Joe asked you the question. You don't want to be like, I don't know, the holder for Notre Dame. You can't botch it because that truly is, the difference in a game. And every play matters, especially on a stage like that. Who was not going to make the big mistake? And in that case, it was Notre Dame on special teams on what is a simple extra point, or what should be a simple extra point. Fantastic call. And I'll tell you a story, Andrew, because Rob and I were watching that game together at a bar, and Rob couldn't look at the TV because every time Rob would focus on watching, bad things were happening to A&M. And so he was kind of watching the game through our reactions to what was going on in the game, because he truly does have battered Aggie syndrome. I mean, it is real. It is true. And when the game was over, I won't say the guy cried, but his allergies started acting up.
Yeah. Someone's cutting onions. There's dust in the room.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Interesting. Wasn't it also interesting what Mike Elko said this week to the Houston Touchdown Club? He's like, I understand people have battered Aggie syndrome. I haven't been here for that. He's not going to fall under that. He understands it. Please don't get me wrong. But he said that's, when he was here, there's some really good times under Mike Elko. His 4 years as defensive coordinator, he's hoping. He has said this, and look, now we're going to see what happens starting next Saturday. But he has said, look, if this team can just break through, he thinks some special things can happen. They hadn't, and again, that's what created the doubt. But he likes this team. You look at the difference in the extra points, and I'm not going to speak to Notre Dame because who they are. But those were some of the players. Every one of those players on that extra point are returners. And I'm just focusing on Jacob Graham, your long snapper, Tyler White, your holder, Randy Bond, your kicker. They've all returned. The entire special teams unit, those specialists, have all returned. And when it mattered most, you had the confidence that, it was going to happen. Jason, I think you make a great point. I've always said this. It's not always the team that plays to their strength. It's sometimes in a game who hides their weaknesses better. And, that weakness came back. And, again, the simple plays, that's what it came down to. Like someone said to me, should Notre Dame have declined the penalty on Terry Bussey's run back? And I'm like, I hadn't thought about that. That's interesting. But what about that young man where you just fell behind 40-34 on the road? And you know what? I'm just going to casually return it 99 yards. Like, that's kind of a lost play because it's not in any record book. To me, to be on that stage and everybody watching, and Notre Dame, that's a good team, man. I love Jeremiah Love. I think he's an NFL running back. Jadarian Price is going to be one as well. And that's C.J. Carr's second game. Are you kidding me? That offense is in good hands with that young man.
All right, Andrew, I know there's nothing the Aggies can do about it. It's the schedule makers. You have an off week this week. And I wonder, with the momentum, do you think it would be better for them to play this week? Or do you think this break will kind of calm them down and then get them ready for Auburn next week?
Joe, I'm a big fan of rest over rust. I get your body right because, you're just giving everything, the focus, the mental part. And this is really your first break after camp as well, especially for the young guys. That's good. I think your older experienced guys know how to handle it. I think, what you have to guard against now is for 13 days or 14 days, everyone's telling you how great you are. Can you handle that and get to work? So, this past week that's when you go back to fundamentals and then you work on Auburn starting on Monday. But you have today off, you have tomorrow off, you have Sunday off, and you can go see family. You get that kind of break. I like where it comes because now the gauntlet begins in the SEC. I like that you're going to have to play an Auburn team that is playing Oklahoma tomorrow. They start SEC play. So I think because you have the experience coming back, I think they're going to be able to handle this week and know what to do this past week and then get back to work on Monday. I'd rather have my body right going into this next stretch of SEC games because they don't get another break until after LSU at the end of October and the beginning of November.
And let's face it, if things go south against Auburn, that great win over Notre Dame, all those great feelings are going to be gone and forgotten as we visit with Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. So all those idiot announcer types that were questioning Marcel Reed, you got an Aggie team that has scored, 42, 44, and 41, and Marcel Reed now in the Heisman conversation. Those around College Station aren't surprised. Those that aren't are. What's the biggest difference with Marcel Reed and like on the team plane coming home? Is he acting any different or, because he has arrived and he's on a different stage than he was a year ago as far as that national spotlight goes?
No different whatsoever. What I think the difference is of Marcel last year to this year is the trust he has in that offensive line and the weapons that he has. And look, let's be honest, Marcel's better because he's throwing to Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion. And that's no disrespect to Ja'Day Walker, who's a Chicago Bear. And it's no disrespect to Noah Thomas, who, transfers to Georgia. Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver are all SEC-type receivers. You've got to have that kind of talent. And Marcel is throwing them open. He's not just a runner, and that's the thing. And the reason why I say trust the offensive line, how many times could he have escaped the pocket, which would not have been a wrong decision, but he stepped right back into that pocket and delivered a pass. He's going to get right back into that film room with Colin Klein and say, yeah, I made the right decision there. That could have been a better throw. That could have been a better throw. I think he's got more of an understanding of the offense. And this is what we talked about earlier. He understands what it means to be QB1 and all that goes with it, where he can't rest on the laurels. He's got to be better. There's got to be fewer mistakes. But there were times, hey, he was in trouble. Let me throw it away and live to play another day. I think he's understanding all that goes with it. And I think he absolutely understands that he is the leader. Come follow me. But does it change him? Absolutely not, because the kid has always put in the work since he's arrived on campus.
Boy, and Andrew, and you know this, I mean, that live to play another down thing is huge. And a lot of quarterbacks, it takes them a long time to get that and realize that you can throw it away and come back and let's regroup and do this thing again. And if Marcel Reed, and what I saw, he is doing that, and he's got the maturity to do that. But to me, that is the biggest thing when you look at growth of a quarterback, when you're making decisions like that don't hurt your football team.
Right. I couldn't agree more. You know what? 2nd and 10 is way better than an interception.
Yeah.
Or a turnover, having that ball knocked away from you. Yeah. And that comes with maturity, Joe, doesn't it? Like understanding. But I think it's also the trust that, okay, so here on 2nd and 10, I can still give it to Le'Veon Moss. We can convert this first down. I've still got a couple of plays to get these 10 yards. I just think now it's interesting. What will they do? Like, will they kick to Terry Bussey? I don't know, but you're going to have to think about it in your week of practice. Am I going to kick away from Casey Concepcion on a punt? I don't know, but you're going to have to devote time on your special teams. Oh, what do we do now? Can we put 8 in the box and take the runaway? Well, you know what? We've got to be concerned about speed. These guys can now beat us over the top. That kind of loosens the defense. We haven't seen this for a couple of years. You know what I mean? And I think the familiarity, talking with Colin Klein, talking with Jay Bateman, and even Mike Elko, year 2 is way different. Year 2 is different. There's now familiarity. Everybody was learning this new offense and this new coaching staff. Now that's all familiar, and you can now go forward from where we are, and the leaders can lead the young guys. Last year, all your leaders were still learning with all the freshmen. Right now, these leaders can lead, and then these young guys can see how a Le'Veon Moss does something, how a Trey Zune does something on that line, how Torian York plays middle linebacker, instead of them all trying to learn. I know the defense can definitely tighten up, but there were some plays that were absolutely made, a couple of 4th down stops and turning them over on downs and just making those plays. I just think I'm hoping, and Jason, I know what you mean. If you drop the next one, then we forget all this good feeling. Can you just keep building on the confidence that you've given yourself after a win like this?
Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies. Velvety voice, VV, here on the Blitz. Now, no game tomorrow. I know you're visiting family down in Houston. What are the weekend plans? Do you stay away from football? Or are you locked in watching a bunch of games on TV? Because, when you're the voice of a college football team, the part that sucks about that job, the only part that sucks about that job is you don't get to sit around and watch football all day long like everybody else.
No, the worst part, Jason, is I can watch college football tomorrow, but there's no one to invoice and pay me to be doing that. That's the best part of my job is I watch football and I get paid for it. Are you?
Yeah.
You kidding? I finally said I said the quiet part out loud, didn't I?
Wait a minute. I got an idea. If you watch Auburn, Oklahoma, can you invoice your boss as scouting? You're doing research for the next broadcast. That I believe are billable hours.
Yeah, I've always learned anybody can send the invoice. I've got to find someone to pay the invoice. That's the biggest thing. So if I can find the right person, I'm going to absolutely try that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know there's 2 guys here, but don't be sending any invoices to us because we don't pay. So
no. Haven't for years.
Exactly
part of it. Andrew, enjoy the
two
weekend
guys
off.
who know how to send them. I know
yes, we do.
You know how to send them.
Yes, we do.
That's it. Andrew, enjoy the weekend of not making any money.
Hey, you got it, my friend. Wonderful talking with you. Have a great weekend.
Andrew Monaco on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
It's interesting that after a big win like that, how you handle it as a kid, as one of those players, to now you're off. And, you got nothing to you're not preparing for anything necessarily. They may have talked a little bit about Auburn, but I wonder what they do. And I could see a bunch of those guys getting together or wherever they're at and watching closely that Oklahoma-Auburn football game.
Well, absolutely. And I actually do kind of like them having a bye before SEC plays, because when you get a big win like that and it's still college and they still have to go back to campus and go to class and everybody's patting them on the back and you're feeling really good about everything. And those weeks of practice, I mean, you look at teams that have gauntlet after gauntlet after gauntlet, those stretches, there could be a hiccup in there. I'm glad that this week they just get to enjoy the win over Notre Dame. Next week, man, you just can focus on Auburn.
My concern would be, if Oklahoma beats Auburn and they beat them handily, just say, do you start to get overconfident in that whole thing? And that's a concern because of what you just said. People are telling them how great they are. Marcel Reed, Heisman Trophy, and that I don't care who you are. If you're human, it gets in your head and it can be a problem. So let's hope that doesn't happen, and we can go from there and then get off and start SEC play on the right direction. If you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, you see where we're at. We're at Ferris Stadium. Beautiful shot of the field here at Ferris Stadium. Obviously very quiet right now, but that's going to change as we get closer to 6-7 o'clock tonight when the teams arrive. And Jason Minix will get you all ready for the game to kick off at 7:30, because we start you at 7 with a pregame show here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So don't go anywhere. It is a football Friday. We're loving it out here at Ferris Stadium. We'll return on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, if you made your tee time out at the Golf Club of Texas, if you haven't, why haven't you? You need to get out there. You need to see this golf course. And look, it's summer. I don't know how many good days we're going to have before it turns cold and all of that kind of stuff, rainy perhaps. Take advantage of this beautiful weather we're having right now. It's not that hot. You can get out there. You can play. You can have some fun while you're out there. And here's a vet tip. If you're going out this weekend or whatever day you happen to be going out there, but if there's football on, here's what you can do. Make your tee time early or maybe a little bit later, depending on what game you want to watch, because they got plenty of TVs out there at the Golf Club of Texas. It is a great place to go out and spend a Saturday or a Sunday watching football. The Tin Cup Bar and Grill, perfect place to do that. TVs all over the place. They've got a bar outside with TVs all around there, too. You can go out there and you can watch football before or after you play golf, or if you just want to go out there and watch football, you can do that too. That's the beauty of the Golf Club of Texas. It looks like a private golf club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Their staff is out there is fantastic. The food at the Tin Cup Bar and Grill is fantastic. It's just a great, enjoyable experience whenever you go out there. So make plans to get it done, whether it's this weekend or next week. Doesn't matter. Make plans to get out to the Golf Club of Texas. You know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether you're going out for dinner at the Tin Cup or around with your buddies, maybe you want to have a tournament out there. They can handle that as well. You need to go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
When I used to fight, I used to say that the work was all in the training camp, and then fight night was like when you got to have fun. Is that how you feel about football games, or is there too much stress to have fun?
No, man, you nailed it, man. If you can't have fun playing and coaching this game, man, you are in the wrong damn business. It's exactly what you said. You work your butt off during the week. Sunday at 12 noon, man, that's why we do this, man, to go out there in front of the home fans at AT&T. And if you can't have fun doing that, like I said, man, you need to check your heart rate.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
George gets justice. Back to school isn't just about school supplies and lunch boxes. It's about your child's safety, school zones, crosswalks, distracted drivers. If someone's carelessness leaves you needing help, you need to get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George and his team fight for families. You only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks. Let me tell you something. It is so good to be right. In Prize Picks, there's no better way to prove your knowledge than to play Prize Picks. And Dallas Cowboy fans, you know every game counts, so don't miss a moment of the action this season on Prize Picks. Make your picks on your favorite Cowboys every week and ride with the boys all season long. You got all kinds of play, all kinds of ways to go. Right now, Prize Picks is offering $50 in lineups. That's money you can play with. Use it and prove how good you are. Prize Picks. There's only one place to go. All you need to know is more or less. You can pick your players, you can pick your game, but we got the place for you. It's Prize Picks. And remember the code Alamo. Alamo's the one you need. If you put that in there, use the code Alamo for your $50 free play. That's $50 when you use the term Alamo. You know the game. Go play it in the right place. That's Prize Picks. It's so good to be right, and you're always right when you head to Prize Picks. Go get it today. Download the app, use the code Alamo, and you can come by and thank me later.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
And attention, Dallas Cowboy fans, Twin Peaks is giving away epic Cowboys jerseys all season long just for catching a game at one of the 4 San Antonio area locations. Get to Twin Peaks for every Cowboys game for your chance to win. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential or repairing your old roof or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, according to our good buddy John Machota with The Athletic, Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones on 105.3 The Fan today said defensive end Jadeveon Clowney will be a game-time decision for Sunday in Chicago, but it's leaning toward him not playing. Well, speaking of Jadeveon Clowney, he was arrested last week for a misdemeanor trespassing in his hometown of Rock Hill, South Carolina, for a parking lot incident.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz on a Friday, a football Friday. That's why we are at the beautiful Ferris Stadium, Northside Independent School District, for a big high school football game tonight. Glad you're spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, who will have your call, by the way, beginning at 7 o'clock right here on 94.1.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that. Should be a good football game tonight. And if you're it's 4 o'clock, headed to the airport thinking you're going to start a great weekend, you might be screwed.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Holy cow. The FAA has ground delays that hundreds of flights are now being delayed. 2 major Texas airports have ground stops. It's been going on for hours, but Love Field and DFW are at a full stop because the FAA says that there's radar and communication outages in North Texas.
Well, that's not good.
No.
That's not good at all. I'd rather not fly than have radar and communication issues.
Well, I mean, that's why they're not. But apparently this has been going on for more than 7 hours and is still going on.
Boy, that is sad. You know how it is. You're looking forward to getting out of town, taking a flight, and then you walk in, you say, oh, man, delayed, canceled, or whatever the case may be. That's not good.
Yeah, but again, I mean, when you read this and you go, it's 2025, right? But I know how things work. You guys know how things work. But, quote, the FAA is slowing flights at Dallas Love Field and Dallas Fort Worth International Airport due to a reported local telephone company equipment issue that does not involve FAA equipment. The FAA is working with the telephone company to determine the cause.
Oh, my goodness. That's unbelievable. I don't know. Luckily, I don't have a flight out this weekend. Do you?
No.
Well, so we're fortunate.
I mean, like next weekend, I'm flying to Kansas City on Saturday morning to go see Blink 182 Saturday night in Kansas City. But yeah, that would suck.
That's pretty cool. I'm flying out Sunday afternoon to go see the Cowboys take on the Green Bay Packers.
Well, I'll meet you in Dallas.
You
I'm
know
going to take Southwest from Kansas City to Dallas, and then hop on that private jet on the way home with you. You get to go.
I'll take the private jet on the way to Dallas,
and then I'll be on that plane on the way home just in time for us to have our golf tournament next
Absolutely.
Monday.
So if we look a little peaked, a little bit under the weather on Monday morning, you'll know why. But I tell you, it'll all be worth it because I cannot wait. That game's been circled on the calendar, I mean, since the trade was announced.
Yep.
And so it's going to be a party at Jerry World that Sunday night, without a doubt.
It really is. And again, I mean, Cowboy fans have to focus on Chicago, which I'm glad Vegas has done us a favor with that weird line, because that's kept a lot of us focused on what does Vegas know that we don't. Because if the Cowboys were a 6.5, 7.5 point favorite, most Cowboy fans, you should go into Chicago and beat the Bears. But that line is making us all rethink this game to a certain degree. And then, yesterday, Stephen Jones told us here on the Blitz that he thinks Jadeveon Clowney could get 20-25 snaps. And just a couple of minutes ago, he said on the Fan up in Dallas that he's going to be a game time decision. Schottenheimer said today, man, I don't know yet. I mean, we'll figure that out after today's practice. Jerry thought he could play. And it will be interesting to see if he truly is a game time decision. Although Pledge has worked on something all day that he wants us to get to. There's a social media trend.
Yep.
Joe. So there's certain people in the audience who aren't going to get this social media trend because it's trendy and kind of the thing to do, but it's where you put two clips together that give off the same energy that have nothing to do with it. Pledge is all excited about this because he wants to be young and hip and play two clips that have the same energy.
What are two clips that give off the same energy?
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly.
But when you see a player down or two players down, they're down because the best way for us to win the game, and Brian's mind, is to not have them up.
So, in other words, two sound bites that make absolutely no sense.
Exactly.
So that's what it is.
I mean, they give off the same energy. You go, what the does that mean?
I guess so. And okay, I can't wait to get in on the social medias and see what other people have done.
Well, I mean, there are some funny ones, and then there's I mean, Mike McDaniel with the obvious, to win the game you can't lose. Jerry trying to explain why Mozzie Smith and a Jadon Blue haven't been active, and don't look at that as a negative, but our best way to win is for them not to be out there.
Well, that's exactly right, especially Mozzie Smith. My goodness. Interesting stuff. So I didn't know this was trending. You didn't know it was trending either. So Pledge told you about it. Yeah, come clean. Come clean.
I've seen a couple of them, but I didn't know it would. I wouldn't classify that as trend. I classified it as why am I wasting my time with this? Well, although some of them are pretty funny.
Dude, that's every reel that you get locked into either on TikTok or Instagram. It's like I just spent 30 minutes looking at this, and I'm no smarter than I was before.
Well, that's because most of the ones you're locked into are bouncing something.
Well, no, not necessarily. There's dogs doing something or whatever, and I do get on that one sometimes. But it's focus, Joe. Focus.
Eyes up here.
Dude, I'm looking at a football field. There's nothing bouncy going on down there at all. So it's all good. But you do that? I do it sometimes. You just say, and an hour's gone by, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, what the hell have I been doing?
What, have you been laughing?
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's all that matters.
I guess so.
I mean, there's a lot of funny creators out there.
There are a lot of funny creators out there, and I wish I was one of them because those funny creators are making a lot of money.
They are.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Or they're trying to.
Yeah.
They're trying to.
Well, they're trying to. And if you're watching their reel, aren't you helping them out? Or do you have to like it?
I don't.
I don't know. What's the answer?
I think they're paid on views.
Do you have to like it or just by
shares?
Watching it? We got a
good job, Pledge.
Thanks, Pledge.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. He doesn't know.
I don't know.
I guess.
Is Mozzie Smith going to be active? What about Jaden Blue? Let's get into that. Coming up with what Jerry had to say today. Make sense of all the nonsense.
We'll do that, but before we go, we got to give away a pair of tickets to the San Antonio Beer Fest coming up October 18th at Civic Park at Hemisphere. So if you want to go to that, October 18th, San Antonio Beer Fest, all you have to do is be caller number...
18.
18. There you go. For the 18th, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Good luck, everybody. We'll return from Ferris Stadium here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Fall Golf Classic is sold out, but the party's just getting started. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star invites everyone, yes, even if you aren't playing, to the official Fall Golf Classic after party happening Monday, September 29th at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road. Mad props to this year's tournament sponsor, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, who hits back when life hits hard, and plenty of sports star love to Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes too. The Blitz with Jason and Joe kicks off the party live at 2 p.m. So sneak out of work early, call it networking, and raise a glass with us. So whether you're playing in the Classic or just want to crash the party, you're officially invited to the Sports Stars Golf Classic After Party at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, Monday, September 29th at 2 p.m. sharp. Details at sasportstar.com. See you at the Break Room Bar. Golf shoes not required.
At Frost, we believe in going the extra mile, like opening more locations to be a part of more communities. Overdraft grace, which means no fee if you overdraw your Frost Personal or Frost Plus account by $100 or less. And the little things like cookies, coffee, or that time when there was a fire at a Fort Worth daycare and Frost bankers entertained 26 kids with snacks and games until their parents could pick them up. That actually happened. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the pit house to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Until 11/1, select models only.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Claire. She loves her motorcycle, and she's learned to love the insects she encounters on her rides. She may not know the difference between a gnat and a mosquito at 55 miles per hour, but she does know one thing. It's always gross when one flies into her mouth. But she's so used to it that it's weird when it doesn't happen. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back with comprehensive and collision coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long, and you can play here in Texas. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Love playing on Underdog because it's easy. You just pick whether you think your players are going to go higher or lower on particular stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, rushing yards. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up today with promo code STAR to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Again, promo code STAR on Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Happy Monday here on the Morning Huddle. We've got a full weekend of football to discuss and even more to come, Rob.
We're not done yet. Baltimore, Detroit, Monday night, everything that happened over the weekend, all in one tiny package. We'll unwrap it at 6 a.m.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And we are exactly where we should be on a Friday afternoon. Northside Stadium, getting ready for a little high school football that you can listen to right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. He'll be doing the call beginning at 7 o'clock this evening. Sotomayor and O'Connor will clash.
The Soto Cats.
The Soto Cats. Is that what you call them?
I don't know.
I just made that up, huh?
Well, no, I didn't. On their social media,
Soto Cats.
Yeah, they're the Sotomayor Wildcats, and I've seen a lot of on social media just references to Soto Cats. So I've got to ask Juan Morales, the head coach, is that appropriate? It's a lot easier than saying Sotomayor or Wildcats, Soto Cats.
That's true, but poor Mayor gets left out. I mean, it's got to be a place for the Mayor.
Really?
Well, there has to be.
Yeah,
sure.
Soto Cats.
I wonder how the former justice feels about that.
If you are a Sotomayor family member,
yes.
If you're in that community, is Soto Cats an appropriate reference for a radio broadcast?
Yeah, is that a thing?
Yeah. I mean, it's a 4-year-old school. We can make it a thing.
I guess we could.
I mean, we can do what we want.
I just want to hear when listening to the game, so-and-so scores for the Soto Cats. I want to hear that, man.
Soto Cat touchdown.
Soto Cat. I want to hear it.
Soto Cats.
Yeah.
Panthers. Well, it's like, what is a Soto Cat then? It's like tomorrow the Longhorns are playing the Bearcats.
Right.
My daughter went to Sam Houston State. I still don't know what a Bearcat is, but I saw a sign and a picture in front of DKR this week, and it says, "What is a Bearcat?" Yeah, it's always a great question.
I have no idea. I've never heard of that.
What is a Soto Cat?
I have no idea. I mean, it sounds like a cross between. I don't even know. I don't even know. We got a bear and a cat, and then we got a Soto and a cat.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's a souped up cat.
Is it a
Soto cat?
Souped up.
A souped up cat. Soto kitty.
No, cat.
Justin Guerrero on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page says that Sandra Day O'Connor was all the Northside schools are named after Supreme Court justices, which I think is pretty cool.
Yes.
Every one of them. So they're all that way, Justin. I'm sure you knew that, but I think it's kind of cool. So when they open up a new school, they got to find a Supreme Court justice name.
Well, and the way they're opening schools, we need some more justices just to make sure
Maybe so, right?
we have enough people to get named.
Yeah, absolutely right.
So there's no Sotomayor people listening on our YouTube. Nobody's chimed in. Somebody's got to know somebody that goes to that school.
I would think so. But if it's on their website, I would imagine that Soto Cats is a thing. We could, when some fans arrive here, who's the home team, Minix? You know that, don't you?
No idea.
You have no clue?
No idea.
Well, when they show up here about 6 o'clock.
O'Connor is the home team tonight.
All right. O'Connor's the home team.
They share the stadium. So, I mean.
Right. Exactly.
But technically, O'Connor is the home team tonight.
Well, that just means that the Soto Cats have to sit in the sun a little bit longer.
True.
That's exactly what that means.
Well, his son and Soto Cat's a good thing.
Well, who knows?
I don't know. Daniel Rodriguez on our YouTube chat has nothing to do with Sotomayor being known as the Soto Cats, but yeah, he's bragging a little bit. Fellas, packing suitcases with the wife for Sunday's Boys vs. Bears game. Hope we don't forget our suitcase. Right, Joe?
Exactly right, Daniel. Don't do that because, well, you wouldn't be able to come back and get it. I was fortunate enough. I have a nice brother-in-law who met me in Bernie halfway.
Good news is there's plenty of places to go shopping in Chicago.
There are.
A fun weekend to go to Chicago. The question is, are you going to see Jaden Blue? Is the question, are you going to see Mozzie Smith? Jerry Jones this morning on 105.3 The Fan was asked if either of those guys would be active on Sunday.
Well, let me say this. I know where your question's going, specifically to them. But if you don't see them up there, then that means that there was somebody else up there for some reason, because we were iffy on the fifth guy or fourth guy about him finishing the game at some other position, not necessarily because of direct competition. But when you see a player down or two players down, they're down because the best way for us to win the game, in Ryan's mind, is to not have them up. And that's not a negative. That's not a punishment. That's just that when it gets right down to that point and you've got 10 minutes to kick off, you're going to put the people out there that give you that next 3 hours the best chance to win. That's how that happens.
Well, so Mozzie Smith and Jaden Blue, if they are inactive, according to Jerry, they don't give the Cowboys the best chance to win. It seems pretty simple. And especially, look, I don't know about Jaden Blue or what's going on with him. I really don't. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't been active yet. But Mozzie Smith, I understand, because I don't think he's long for the Cowboys.
No, and Mozzie Smith hasn't been good. Now, with what Jerry said there, trying to make sense, what Jerry said and what Jerry means. With Blue, I totally understand where he's coming from. How many active running backs are you going to have because you got your 53, then you have your active game day roster, which is going to be less. Clearly, Blue does not contribute on special teams. So do they need somebody else that can also contribute on special teams and then play another position? It's a numbers game. How many running backs are going to be active? How many defensive backs, safeties, corners, wide receivers? The number game there, and what he said there, it's not necessarily punishment or a negative. It's a numbers game. That makes sense. For a defensive lineman that was a first-round pick, it makes no sense. It is a negative because that guy has been awful. To be a healthy scratch as a first-round pick, you're on your way out. Although he went back to an old Tom Landry reference about how much time you should give a guy. And I think we're close to that expiration date based on what Jerry also said this morning.
Well, let me just say this. We made that trade with America and brought in a key part of our defensive line and one that really strengthened us. And guess what? It was right in there where Mozzie plays, inside. And, of course, we've just brought on another defensive lineman. So we are continually, just within the last two moves we've made in that defensive line, we're continually trying to get better there. That says it all right there. Mozzie's in his third year here. This is, by the way, Tom Landry used to say, don't get the final scorecard on any player until after they've been in this league 3 years. It's seen it happen too many times that somebody just comes on. Mozzie's got tremendous strength. He's got tremendous agility. We just need to get him to where it results in making plays, tackling, making the play, being involved at the point of attack, those kinds of things. And when you see him out there, I'm sure he's going to give it his all to be noticed.
Well, I'm sure he is. He hasn't been noticed in 2 years. And if he's not on the field, it's hard to be noticed. Look, what Jerry says there, and I'll translate, is that Mozzie Smith is a bust. We wasted a first-round draft pick on Mozzie Smith, and he sucks. He can't tackle, and he can't make plays. So he's not long for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's exactly what it is. The reason you had to make the trade, or let me rephrase that. One of the reasons you made the trade to who you did was your desperate need to get a guy like Kenny Clark to stop the run, because Mozzie Smith was a miss. He's been a bust. The urgency a week before the start of the season that you had was Eberflus is like, what are we doing here? Right? And you've got to try to fix a mistake. And Mozzie Smith was a mistake. Every team has them. It's, that is on Jerry's record as the general manager. You guys drafted him. A lot of first-round picks don't work out. That's fine. How you address fixing them is on your record. And, again, I've said it at the time of the trade. I don't mind you trading Micah Parsons, even though you told us for 2 years you were going to pay him. I mind the timing of it because you traded him and talked about how important it was to stopping the run. Well, those issues were there all offseason. Those issues were there at the draft. Those issues were there when free agency. You had plenty of time to fix the run issues. So don't tell me a week before the start of the season that one of the reasons you made the trade was you realized, we got to stop the run. Can we get a Kenny Clark? You took less from Green Bay because the need of the player coming back had to be a specific position and a certain caliber of player, limiting your options because you waited, Jerry, to trade Micah Parsons until a week before the season started.
And you know what? Congratulations, Jerry, because the trade has worked out perfectly because you found a guy to stop the run. You did it. The Cowboys have done great over the last 2 games at stopping the run. Now, the pass rush hasn't been what it would have been with Micah, but you know what? You fixed that issue. So I applaud the man. Whether he did it the right time or not, and he didn't get all of that's water under the bridge. But you've got a guy there that has fixed the run, stopping the run. The big concern, they've done it. And I think at least right now, this trade has worked out pretty well. They're going to have 4 first-round draft picks over the next 2 years. What do you do with those? Because Kenny Clark's only signed for this year.
Yep.
You're going to have to address it, and it ain't Mozzie Smith. So that's got to be a concern and a priority as you go into this draft this offseason.
And again, with those additional picks, the offense with the CD, running game, quarterback, Pickens is on a 1-year deal, but you got all those picks. You can get that defensive help, and you can get it pretty damn quick.
Absolutely. I'm open for business, period, relative now that we have those extra picks, and we should be. And we'll operate with them judiciously. When we traded Herschel Walker, I basically traded, I think, a 2 for one of them for Alonzo Highsmith. And, boy, what a great player. What a great person he is. But my doctor said he was through. It was bone on his knee. Well, I still brought him in. Of course, he was through. He didn't play it because of that bone on bone. It couldn't be repaired. what it gave us was the opportunity to cut and shoot. And we did do some things that you wouldn't have done with the normal picks. That's how Charles Haley got here. I couldn't have done that if we'd been sitting there with regular picks. I did it because we had extra picks. I was able to trade them to San Francisco to get Haley. It was a risk. It was a real risk to bring in Charles Haley. But the rest is history. He helped us get those Super Bowls.
I just wonder, with those picks, 4 of them in your pocket over the next 2 years, is there a corner out there? And we may have to wait until the season moves on a little bit. But is there somebody out there the Cowboys have their eye on a team perhaps that is not going to make the playoffs or certainly is not going to compete for a Super Bowl, that the Cowboys might be interested in trading one of those picks for said cornerback? Because I'm not sure about Trayvon Diggs either, his future in Dallas. Not sure what that's going to be. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. We know Deron Bland is going to be there. But do you start looking for that next guy perhaps and use one of those picks? Because that's certainly, if you want to address anything, that's got to be top of the list. Is that secondary?
Absolutely. I feel like the Cowboys are far away, but maybe they really aren't.
I don't think so. I don't think they're that far away. Depending on what they want to do, I think now they've got room to maybe negotiate something with Pickens and keep him.
I like Jerry open for business, and maybe as he was watching for the 4th time his Netflix special, because you know that man's been watching that one every night going to sleep. I mean, The Gambler, right? He's open for business, but he's got all these picks now.
Yep.
And, unlike NBA teams that collect picks and keep them on a shelf for years, Jerry's not going to keep these on the shelf. They're burning a hole in his pocket, if you will. I can't wait to see what Jerry does with that, with him being, quote unquote, open for business.
No question about it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, because that's the deal. And we really can't judge this trade completely until we know what the Cowboys do with these picks that they've gotten. Because Kenny Clark, whether they re-sign him or not for another year or two after the season, remains to be seen. But what does he do with those picks? That's going to be it. Can we switch gears for just a minute? Because our good buddy Bruce Bowen dropped a bombshell today. And I was like, listening to that, and my mouth was open. It was crazy. We'll let you hear what Bruce had to say. Stop it, Pledge. As we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, before we go away, I want to ask you a question. You've been thinking about replacing your doors or windows, perhaps? I don't know, maybe one of them, 2 of them, all of them. If you've been thinking about it, I want you to consider this company. Great company, Windows and Door Renovations. Best price, best quality windows and door renovations. You need to check it out. You owe it to yourself before you do anything else to check out Windows and Door Renovations. Whether it's a window or door project at home, or whether you're a contractor. If you're a contractor who does this for a living, you need to check out Windows and Door Renovations. And I say that because they have quality products, but they sell them for a price that is reasonable. They're not going to overprice their products. They've got quality products like Anderson Windows, for example, and all of the products that they sell come with a lifetime warranty. This is a company that is doing it right. They've got all the designs, the styles, the materials, all of that kind of stuff that you are going to love. Not only love, it's going to improve your home. Your air conditioner is going to work better because not all the cold air is leaking out a leaky window. Call Windows and Door Renovations, 210-284-7888. All of their products, again, come with a lifetime warranty. They're proudly veteran-owned. They're committed to supporting our military community. And if you want more information, before you do anything else, please do this. Look for them on Facebook as Windows and Door Renovations, or give them a call today, 210-284-7888. 88.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. The Cowboys are in Chicago taking on the Bears at Soldier Field. Pre-game at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. How about them Cowboys? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Bubba, what happened to that rich girl you were seeing?
I'm still broken up about that. I really am. I think she was probably wealthy. All right. She had one boob.
What?
Now, there's an interesting detail.
She has one boob?
One
boob.
Laura, how many boobs do you have?
I have 2.
He's not interested. Go ahead, Bob.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-2521. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
You know, the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/sports. openphone.com/SPORTS.
Hey, it's football season and your furry MVP deserves a win. Hey, it's Rob, and reminding you Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit in Selma is a luxury pet care resort with over 17,000 square feet of fun, plus training, spa days, and acres to play. Book today at 210-750-1298.
Fun guy. I didn't know that guy could be any more annoying than he is, but well done, Pledge, putting that together. That's old number 2. I'll leave it at that. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live from Ferris Stadium today, where high school football will reign supreme at 7 o'clock right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Minix will have your call. O'Connor taking on Sotomayor.
Our Quarter Moon Plumbing High School Game of the Week, energized by Hill Electric. And if you're watching on YouTube, the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, you can see the stadium. We got stadium cameras set up here. Beautiful day. But as I sit here and I stare at the Northside logo, it's an N and a kid leaning over their desk. The posture on that poor child, right? I don't understand the logo for Northside Independent School District.
Well, I'm not sure the poor kid's going to have a bad back by the time he's 21 years old. Well, I don't know if you can see that if you're watching on YouTube, but you know what we're talking about. Try to put it up a little bit here where maybe you can see that a little bit better. I'm not sure, but it is kind of it's kind of cool. I mean, he's at a desk. He's at one of those old timey looking desks. It looks like.
But it's like that, or the kid needs glasses.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure.
Well, maybe he's leaning over and cheating off the guy ahead of him, trying to get answers. It's like, hey,
no,
I'm just saying. We're trying to come up with explanations here. Wait, when did they take a picture of me? Because that's what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's a beautiful stadium. It's a beautiful logo. Northside Independent School District. It is fantastic. Bruce Bowen, famous Spur, 3-time NBA champion. All here with the San Antonio Spurs. Dropped a bomb on the Dan Patrick Show today.
The comments you made about Kawhi, was it that kind of cut and dry?
Oh, yeah, it was. Well, basically, we don't view your views that way. And because of your comments of Kawhi Leonard,
who told you that?
Choosing to go a separate way.
Who told you that?
An individual within their organization who signed off on me being on board.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. I mean, because I was told by somebody who's with the Clippers who said, look, we're not taking any chances here. We can't, and I thought, man, you're going to fire Bruce Bowen because he was honest about Kawhi, and therefore Kawhi might not want to play for the Clippers. Is that really what this is all about?
This is my one thing that I thought about in all of this is that Kawhi never said, I want to play for the Clippers. Kawhi said he wanted to play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, if you're going to run your organization based on hopes, maybe, and getting rid of others. Now, if I tore him down and I was disrespectful to him, that's one thing. But that's not the case. As an analyst, I'm supposed to talk about what I see and what I feel for this game that I love. And so if you can't do that, what does that say about your organization?
He's exactly right. Let's keep in mind, the Clippers were so desperate to sign Kawhi Leonard that they fire Bruce Bowen because Bruce Bowen said he really wants to be a Laker. That just tells you a lot of what you need to know about the LA Clippers.
It's interesting because I'm trying to piece together at what point Bowen was an analyst for the Clippers and said things about Kawhi Leonard. And did he actually say about the Lakers, or was he criticizing the game or his work ethic or whatever? And whatever opinion Bruce has of Kawhi Leonard, on the air, we're talking basketball, but I'm sure Bruce has a lot of inside knowledge with what that guy did to the Spurs organization. That said, though, that little nugget in there where he said, keep in mind, he never said he wanted to be a Clipper. He wanted to be a Laker. Now, my memory of that time frame was we knew he wanted to get back to L.A., get back to close to home. But if he truly did want to wear the purple and gold, and that was his goal, a lot of this does seem to make a little bit more sense that the Clippers trying to get him would go above and beyond, do something dirty. Dennis Robertson, his uncle, would be able to have a little bit more influence there if that's not really where he wants to be. So what can we do to make it to where he's going to come to your organization? And we're talking about a Clippers organization who is second fiddle to the Lakers in LA and third and fourth fiddle to so many of the other sports teams that are out there, right? There's been reports that Uncle Dennis also asked for some other things above the max salary from the Lakers, and Jeannie Buss told him to fly a kite. She runs the Lakers. They don't have to do that to get players there. The Clippers do.
Well, and obviously they did. And now it makes all the Pablo Torre reporting kind of make sense, too. Now, just a quick Google search. Bruce Bowen was only there a year, 2017 to 2018. Mm-hmm. Kawhi Leonard signed with the Clippers in 2019.
Okay.
So they were trying to lure him to L.A., to the Clippers, and they were afraid if Kawhi heard that, or somebody heard that, they would. I don't know. They were afraid they were going to lose him. The bottom line is they did whatever they had to do to get Kawhi Leonard, including paying him under the table on top of what they were paying in his salary. That's what they did. And now I'm buying all of this hook, line, and sinker. And I think Pablo Torre has hit the nail on the head and has done a fantastic job of reporting. And this is just another nail in the coffin, if you will, as far as I'm concerned, that they fire this guy, Bruce Bowen, just because he makes a comment about Kawhi that they don't like and that they think is going to hurt their chances of signing the guy.
And again, with his Spurs connection, I can see that. That makes sense from a thin-skinned athlete who was hurt after Tony Parker talked about his injury being so much worse than what Kawhi had, and he was able to come back because people with that Spurs organization were fed up with this guy. And
it's an understatement.
That is an understatement. And the idea that well, we got to get rid of Bruce because that might hurt our chances of getting Kawhi.
What a desperate franchise.
Well, and again, but they are.
They are.
And not defending it by any stretch of the imagination, but I could see where the Clippers would do something like this to get a player like Kawhi Leonard. To get a star player, to get that player, because they are second fiddle to the Lakers. You know, they shared a building with the Lakers, but we all knew that was the Lakers building. And you've got all the other pro sports teams in Los Angeles. They're big college teams in a huge city that isn't that big of a sports town anyway. But the Lakers dominate LA sports talk. The Lakers are the number one sports franchise in Los Angeles, ahead of the NFL and ahead of all the other sports and way ahead of the LA Clippers. So if the LA Clippers thought, well, Uncle Dennis says if we do this, we can get him, that's a big win for them. Shady, but they did what they had to do. And now they've been caught.
Well, they've been caught, and it hasn't paid off for them, has it?
It hasn't.
Because the guy he never plays until he gets paid.
Well, that's it.
Right. They pay him, and all of a sudden that knee issue goes away. It's funny how that works. I remember Micah Parsons, all of a sudden his back is fine. Everything's okay once he got paid, once he got traded. And I'm not, please, I'm not putting Micah Parsons in the same boat as Kawhi Leonard, so don't go there. But, I mean, it baffles me, and I guess I understand. The Clippers wanted to be relevant. And they figure they get Kawhi Leonard, who, look, is a fantastic basketball player. There's no denying that.
The
guy can play when he plays. And he's made a lot of money now, a lot more than we obviously know about. But props to Pablo Torre for diving into this and being unafraid to go head-to-head with the NBA on this thing. And the more that comes out, I believe is going to be the more pressure on Adam Silver to do something and do it quicker than waiting until after the All-Star game in February.
This is so much more than how easily the Major League Baseball commissioner was able to make the Ohtani thing just completely disappear, right? Because that could have been really bad for Major League Baseball, and they were able to make it go away. Adam Silver can't make this go away.
Nope.
There's too much out there in the court of public opinion, and unfortunately, or fortunately, really it is unfortunately, in our society, you hear one thing, you make a decision, and then we move on with our lives.
Yeah.
You see this when somebody's in the news for something, and then it turns out, all right, no charges filed. That doesn't get near the coverage of this. But there is so much there, and I'm going to use Adam Silver's own words. They're not a court. They don't have to have a jury with a unanimous verdict. They have to have some sort of burden that this likely happened, right? Some sort of evidence that this likely happened. Well, I think Pablo Torre has published enough evidence that this likely happened for them to punish the Los Angeles Clippers.
Just think about this. If this investigation goes on and that All-Star game is held at the Intuit Dome, the cloud that's going to be over that anyway. I mean, think about that. Because everybody on the planet now that has followed this even for a little bit, I mean, it seems pretty clear to me that this was done. And it seems clear to me it was done to circumvent the salary cap and to kiss Kawhi Leonard's butt. I mean, that's why they did it, because they were desperate to get him. And this Bruce Bowen story just is, again, another layer to this thing. And it's just unbelievable to me that we have to sit around and wait for some law firm to conduct an investigation that Pablo Torre's done in about 2 weeks. It's crazy to me.
Well, and again, I don't know, because there is a players union, and whether the players union is on the side of Kawhi Leonard or not, they have to defend him. That's part of being the union. But you almost wonder for the league to come in and, I mean, because what's his current deal? 3 years, $149 million, $49 million guaranteed. Can the league just come in and void that right now? I don't know what they could do to suspend him. I mean, because he's got this year and next year left on that. Then he's a free agent. So it might cost him $100 million in voided salary. But he's already made so much money.
Absolutely.
Now he's got California taxes, but he's already made so much money. And I know a lot of people have wondered about the IRS. I'm sure all this money has been reported because he had a contract with a company to do no-show work, whatever that means. I mean, but I'm sure his accounting people have filed that money the proper ways. I would hope, because otherwise he's got bigger issues. But, from a Kawhi standpoint, what did he really do wrong other than trying to get around the salary cap? But I don't know what the rules are in the NBA for that, for the player. I mean, if somebody wants to give you money, how do you tell a player you're not allowed to do that?
Well, it depends. I mean, did he demand it? Was that part of the deal? Yeah, I'll sign with you for the max contract, but then I need some more under the table.
But is that on the player though? From a punishment standpoint, I don't know.
Of course it is. So Kawhi just thinks this money just magically appeared in his bank account?
Well, I mean, he had endorsement deals. I mean, they're endorsement. Like, I don't know from this part, having your uncle ask for more. All right. The team is supposed to tell him, no, we can't do that. Those are against our rules.
So Kawhi Leonard, then, choosing who he wants to go play for, the Clippers are offering your salary plus something else. There's no way he does not know about it.
Well, I'm not saying doesn't know about it, but can he be punished for that?
I would think so. That's a good question, but the Clippers can.
The Clippers should. Yeah, to me, this is all on the Clippers. I don't know what the league can do to punish Kawhi for asking for and receiving something that are against the rules when it's the team that does that. Kawhi signed an endorsement deal. And was that endorsement deal a part of his deal to get there? It was. But from Kawhi's standpoint, he's got shoe deals, other endorsement deals. For Kawhi, what can I do to maximize the money I'm getting? I don't know what rule Kawhi actually broke. Morals, yes. But like where he could get punished from the league other than his contract being terminated?
Well, that is a good question, and it remains to be seen. But I absolutely believe, I think that Kawhi and Uncle Dennis were, you can't be punished for it legally, but blackmailing the Clippers.
Well, I mean,
I just believe
maybe
that
that's a way to do it.
Well, maybe, but I believe that was the case. I want this salary, and I want another $50 million over here, and then we'll make it a deal.
And the term blackmail, when it first started, it might have been this that turned into that, knowing that if Uncle Dennis or Kawhi were to complain, the Clippers had already gone down a path that they couldn't turn around from, so they had no choice but to be blackmailed if they're able to somehow prove that.
It's a messy situation, and Adam Silver is right in the middle of it, and he's going to have to decide what he's going to do. And I don't want to hear Adam Silver every time he talks say, well, there's an investigation going on.
Can't talk about it,
because that's what he's going to do.
Yep.
And they're going to wait, and they're going to push, and they're going to stall, and all of this is just going to go on. And the NBA season is going to begin with this huge cloud hanging over its head. It's unfortunate. It really is. Talking basketball, but we shouldn't be. It's a football Friday.
Yeah.
It's a football Friday.
Football.
Man. You got high school today. We got college tomorrow. One more chance for Arch Manning to get that off his back before they start SEC play. A couple of former pretty good college quarterbacks. We're talking about Arch and what they think about it. We'll talk about that when we continue live from Ferris Stadium here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero College Football Post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar.
Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
When it comes to keeping your pumps running smooth, L&S Pump Repair has you covered. 24/7 on-site service for saltwater disposal and pump repairs. From Quintaplex to H-Pumps, they've got parts ready and the skills to get you back in the game fast. Need a whole new pump package? L&S builds custom skid packages too. Don't let knocking pumps or slow flow slow you down. Call L&S Pump Repair 936-853-3810. Keep your flow strong, San Antonio.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the pit house to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones told 105.3 The Fan that, well, Clowney may not play. He is a game-time decision coming up on Sunday, and they're leaning towards not playing him. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, the Cowboys are in Chicago to take on Caleb Williams and the Bears. Game you can catch on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1, your home for the Dallas Cowboys.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz, and it is a Friday. Congratulations. If you're just getting off work right now, you've made it. The weekend is here for you. We still have a little time left to go, but that's okay because we're having fun. It's a football Friday. We're at Ferris Stadium. High school football tonight here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Jason Minix will have your call. Sotomayor and O'Connor.
That should be a fun game tonight. You know, I feel like I know a lot about football. Some of you listening might disagree with that. But I learned something today, and I the internet wouldn't lie to me.
Of course not.
I just saw this on Twitter. I sent it to you. I did not know this. I don't know about Canadian football and all their rules and their 55-yard line, although we did have the San Antonio Texans in 1995.
We did.
And he tried to learn about Canadian football. CFL has a rule: a missed field goal that goes through the end zone counts as 1 point. So you're trying to get 3, but if you miss the kick, but it actually goes through the end zone, you still get 1?
That makes absolutely no sense. And I'm assuming that if you're the other team, you've got people back there trying to catch it or make sure it doesn't go through the end zone. That just seems like a weird rule.
I mean, the more ways to score, I guess.
Yes.
I mean, you know, does a drop pass not count as an incompletion on the quarterback's record? You know, when Travis Kelce just bats one up in the air to get intercepted, does that not go on Patrick's record?
You know, that is just a bizarre rule. I don't know that much about Canadian football and the rules there. I know the field's longer and wider, but I don't know a whole lot about the rules there and what the differences are. But that is a bizarre rule because it's funny. The clip that we just looked at, the guy missed the kick, but they're celebrating.
Because they won the game.
They won the game. All they needed was 1 point.
Yeah. Don't worry about making it. Just kick it through.
Just kick it.
It doesn't have to be
That's
accurate.
all we need.
I know it.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
That's a crazy rule.
College football tomorrow. There are some really good games. And then there's one up in Austin that should not be a good game.
Should not be.
By any stretch of the imagination, this should not be a good game. Right? It
shouldn't be, no.
Sam Houston State. Love the Bearcats. Daughter went there. Eat 'em up, Cats. This game should be 50-0 at halftime. This game should not even be close. This is a perfect get-right game for Arch Manning.
It should be, and he needs it because they do start SEC play after that, and so Arch needs some confidence. I think he needs a good game. I don't care who it's against. He needs to complete some passes, throw for some yards, have some successful drives. And he has a great opportunity to get that done against Sam Houston tomorrow. But he's had a great opportunity to get that done against the previous two teams, too. Can they gel? Can they get this thing together before they get in the meat of the SEC schedule?
Well, and you just sit there and say you kind of have to believe so, hope so, and maybe it is more on the hope side because it does feel like everything going on with Arch is mental. Now, I was talking to a guy today whose kid's on the team, and he's like, he looks great in practice, but what's going on in the games? I don't know.
Don't know.
Right? And a little nerve-wracking because you look at the number. Longhorns are 0-3 against the spread this year. You know, can Arch go out there and just play relaxed, play comfortable, not press?
That's it. And you're right. So it could be mental. I don't know. This guy's too talented to play the way he's played over the first 3 games. So tomorrow's a good chance for him. There were a couple of quarterbacks, Jason, that were pretty good in college. One was named Tim Tebow. The other was Colt McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking with each other. And like the rest of us, trying to figure out exactly what's going on with Arch Manning. And neither one of them seemed to be too concerned over the long haul.
I've seen tons of Arch. I mean, he played great last year. He's had some spurts this year. You know, he's going through some growth moments, right? But I think in all reality, the team is young. You know, the young offensive linemen, some guys that are filling different spots, the running backs have been banged up. Everybody's still trying to get in sync, and especially Arch. And so there's just some growth pains across the board. I know that Arch will figure it out and play a little bit better, but I'm not pushing the panic button by any means.
Well, that's good to know. Colt McCoy was a pretty damn quarterback. Pretty good quarterback for the Texas Longhorns and a damn good backup in the NFL.
Well, it's interesting because you know, I mean, you hear from Arch, you hear from Tim Tebow, guys that have been there. They know what it is like playing with that kind of pressure, and they ultimately work through it. Is ultimately what Arch has to do here.
I think he's a great example of someone that has handled hype and criticism. He hasn't pointed fingers. He's just handled it really well. So I just say, one, I'm proud of it, proud of the way he's handled it, but also try to block that out and remember how much you love the game. And yeah, people will keep talking. There'll be praise and there'll be criticism. A lot of time, maybe the praise is, sometimes, off the charts, and this criticism is too. And it's usually somewhere in between, and just try to block it out. Love the game, love your teammates, enjoy it.
Enjoy it, love your teammates, and I don't know, maybe complete a pass or two. That would be nice.
Well, that would be, but it's interesting because, when we were talking with Bob Ballou on Wednesday, Bob Ballou used the term a lot, now is the time to lift up Arch. And I thought, man, that's kind of odd coming from Bob. But then I see Mac Brown a clip from the Stampede podcast that Bob Ballou does with Mac Brown and Vince Young. And that was the whole part of Mac Brown, and it's been going around on the socials. Now's the time to lift up Arch. There's, if you're any kind of leader at your work or whatever, this is the kind of clip that you would want to show to your sales team, right? Like when things are rough, you still got to come in and get the work done, right? kind of thing. You can understand Mac Brown and his coaching and his abilities, but a lot of what Bob was telling us seems to be parroting what he had heard from Mac Brown, because it's right. What can you do at this point? Fans are booing, and they have every right to boo, but at the same time, we all want to actually cheer this guy. So what do we need to do to get Arch Manning at a point where he can play at the level he's expected to play at? All the hype, as you heard Tim Tebow say, I mean, he came in with it. He didn't start.
Right.
And all of a sudden the hype built around him, like what Marcel Reed is dealing with at A&M. He started at one spot and can kind of grow with. Johnny Manziel went there and, was winning and kind of grew with the hype. Art started with all this hype. How does he now grow into it?
Well, that's a good point. Even Tim Tebow and Colt McCoy they grew into it. Mac Brown, I would listen to him. He went through this with Chris Sims.
Yep.
And so he knows, because Chris Sims comes in with a lot of hype, and he just never did pan out for Chris Sims. Hopefully that's not the case for Arch Manning. And this tomorrow night, 7:00, hopefully Arch lights it up and he's sitting on the bench after halftime. I really do. 3-4 touchdown passes, get out and get ready for Florida.
So you're Sark. Arch looks great in the first half. Do you let him play in the second half?
I think you do. You come out and let him play in the second half, yes.
Not, all right, man, it looks good. Let's get out before it gets bad.
No, I wouldn't do that because, look, I don't know a lot about Sam Houston, but I know they suck. And so I think if he's rolling, even if it's, I don't know, I just pick a 35-0 at halftime. Let him come out and at least play a couple of series. And I think because give him that coming out of the locker room on a positive note and then hopefully bailing and getting ready for them. So,
and what you can't do is pull him.
No.
If he's struggling.
No.
See, I look at like UIW. Richie Torres started the first couple games, struggled in the first half. Second half, other quarterback came in, and that quarterback's getting the start this week for UIW.
Right.
I mean, you wonder for Torres, is he done?
Well, no. Well, he could be, but I'm with you. If Arch is your guy and you're going to go to battle with this guy, then, yeah, you can't pull him because if the other guy comes in and lights it up, then you're screwed. And then you're Sark. You've got a hell of a dilemma.
Yep.
Saturdays for college football. Sunday is for the NFL. Let's take a look around the NFL at some of the matchups. There's some good ones coming up. Good matchup out here at Ferris Stadium tonight. That's where we are. So, Jason, we'll have your call, 7:00 tonight, Sotomayor against O'Connor. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And you think about all the games coming up Sunday, what we had last night with Buffalo and Miami that turned out to be a really good game. You want to make those games more exciting. Make sure you're playing Pick'em on Underdog, the best place to make your picks and win money all season long. And yeah, you can play right here in Texas. And all you have to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, sacks. You build your Pick'em entry, play for as little as $1, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So much fun to play. Love playing and watching my Pick'em entries turn it green, and then that deposit emblem shows up. Download the Underdog app, sign up today, use promo code STAR to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
These guys around the country made a fan page for us. So, Rico Suave, what is it that stimulated you about our program?
It's a love of the show, man.
What would you like to see us do more of since you're a P1 listener?
Girls on trampolines during the break there, pre-K.
Man.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Bourbon and Brews is back, baby, and we're honoring the pursuit of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every single Friday. You need to head to Twin Peaks from 5 to 7 to experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons, tastings, and giveaways. That's only at Twin Peaks. Cheers!
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1076. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1076. That's 800-575-1076. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Open Phone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Open Phone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Open Phone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Open Phone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Open Phone. Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Open Phone for free at openphone.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/sports. openphone.com/SPORTS.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Claire. She loves her motorcycle, and she's learned to love the insects she encounters on her rides. She may not know the difference between a gnat and a mosquito at 55 miles per hour, but she does know one thing. It's always gross when one flies into her mouth. But she's so used to it that it's weird when it doesn't happen. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back with comprehensive and collision coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
When I used to fight, I used to say that the work was all in the training camp, and then fight night was like when you got to have fun. Is that how you feel about football games, or is there too much stress to have fun?
No, man, you nailed it, man. If you can't have fun playing and coaching this game, man, you are in the wrong damn business. It's exactly what you said. You work your butt off during the week. Sunday at 12 noon, man, that's why we do this, man, to go out there in front of the home fans at AT&T. And if you can't have fun doing that, like I said, man, you need to check your heart rate.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Finally, Pledge playing some decent music, man. You know, that boy Pledge.
That'll pump you up.
That'll get you into a football Friday. A little good country music. That's for sure. You know, sometimes though, you see something that you weren't expecting to see, and it kind of motivates you to do better. We're out here at Fair Stadium. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And as I'm sitting here to my right, as we look down, there are a couple of dads down there with some tangled up electrical cords.
Dude. And they finally got them untangled because Joe was like, "Oh, I'm going to move the camera down there. Damn, these things don't zoom in." I'm like, "Don't put them on blast like that. Those poor guys are cussed." This tangled mess looks so bad. Took the two guys 5 minutes to separate and get these cords straight.
They were cussing whoever the dads were that cleaned up. It's what they're going to do. I'm sure they've got one of those inflatable.
So that's
tunnels,
for the inflatables?
Right? I would assume that that's the case.
So what do you figure? Those are O'Connor dads?
Could be.
They're not used to hard work like that. I feel like you and Bill Taylor trying to undo an extension cord.
Well, first of all, me and Bill Taylor wouldn't be down there doing that. Well, we wouldn't volunteer our time.
Band dad, sometimes you get voluntold.
Well, I wasn't a band dad. I was a cheerleader dad.
Same thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have to go down in here and I can remember the memories looking down here at Ferris.
Remember the memories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That made sense.
And there was all the dads of the cheerleaders, you had to go down there and cheer. And so, you with the girls, right? So you just intermingle, you stand by your daughter.
And you had to learn cheers?
Well, you did. Yeah.
Do you remember them?
I don't remember them.
Were there splits involved?
No. If there were splits involved, they need an ambulance out here for all the dads that were involved. A lot of compliments on my bend. Well, there were, as a matter of fact.
I'm sure.
You know, I can hold a pom-pom like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
It was, no. So
get your hair and nails did before the big game.
None of that stuff. But it was good. But I'd have to come down here. Typically, it seemed like those things were on a Saturday night. So I was off. But sometimes on a Friday night, I'd come down here. You still got the tie on and because it was in between.
You didn't wear ties on Friday.
Well, going back, that's true. There was a time.
Do you remember your own memories?
Not really.
Okay.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, obviously.
It's been almost 4 years ago since I left TV. And Casey graduated in 2014?
Yeah, I was going to say, because she's a couple years older than Erica, which graduated in 2016.
Casey was the first 4-year graduating class at Brandeis High School. She started there year one and graduated. So, and went on to be a cheerleader at UTSA after that. So she really liked it. And I guess that was it for her.
God bless the birds up.
That's right. I guess at some point in time, it's like, honey, you going to go try out to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader? I said, no, Dad, I'm done. I've had enough.
She's done.
She's done.
She's done. Nothing wrong with that. Now, we'll talk some Cowboys coming up, but there's a lot of other games this weekend, and we'll do our prime picks coming up. But the Houston Texans, their game Sunday against Jacksonville, I know it's week 3, but even talking about it yesterday with John McClain, it almost feels like must-win mentality. What?
Oh, you're right, because there's only, 15 more games to go. So it is a must-win for sure.
Must-win mentality. There is a difference when you look at it that way, right? But it is kind of bizarre when you look at and you think about the Texans-Jacksonville rivalry, if you will, history, if you will. In 11 career games against the AFC South, C.J. Stroud, 18 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. He plays well against the Jaguars. He's one player in NFL history with 100 pass attempts, 0 interceptions against the Jaguars. 4 games against Jacksonville, 95 of 140, 1,171 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions.
So, okay. So he plays well against Jacksonville, but that's in the past. He's got to go up and do it. And he's not playing well this year so far.
They've won 7 straight road games against Jacksonville.
Wow. Well, Jacksonville has kind of sucked lately.
They're 15-8 all time against Jacksonville on the road.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm just not as confident in this Texan squad as they sit right now to go up to Jacksonville and win this thing. Although Sunshine hasn't been playing very well either.
Well, that's it. I mean, we know Houston has been playing good. Neither of the Jaguars
although they're 1-1, the Texans are 0-2.
Sure, but watching them, if most of us probably don't watch a lot of Jacksonville games, but because of fantasy football, you know what their individual players do, and you're cussing them because they haven't done much yet. Some of us drafted Travis Hunter and played him 2 weeks in a row and put him on the bench this week, right? Just saying, you thought maybe there might be something there. Now,
he's a rookie.
Jacksonville's probably in the same boat, right? They know they need to get right at home. It's an early game, noon game. Cowboys play at 3. It's just going to be interesting to see if the Texans can get right against an opponent that they've used as their get-right game before.
Well, I'm sure, and if I'm the new head coach there, I'm putting up the stats that you just spout out. Look, they've owned us here over the last 7 years, and how long are we going to let that continue? And we got to end this thing. We've got an opportunity now with a struggling team that's coming in here to get a win against them and send them back to Houston 0-3. So I don't know. When you look at this game, I don't have a lot of faith in either team at this point in time. I did not think the Texans would look this bad over 2 games. I really didn't. And their defense played really well against the Rams, but it wasn't horrible. But they gave up the game-winning drive to the Tampa Bay Bucks, and
again, why it was bad tackling, and one incredible 4th down run, by Baker Mayfield, where he looked dead to right and somehow escaped, and was able to pick up the yardage.
That was 4th and 10, wasn't it?
It was. It was a 4th and 10 play. So they give up 14 points to the Rams, and they held Tampa in check until that final touchdown that gave them 20. So that one drive, do you judge the entire defense on? They've been pretty solid. It's that, and you're right, that drive surprised him because the expectation for that Texans defense. Can that offense get on track against a Jacksonville defense that isn't near as good as Tampa and certainly nowhere near as good as the Los Angeles Rams? I'm curious for you on YouTube as we're going to make our prime picks, because I might be a little undecided at this point. Houston or Jacksonville? If you're watching on YouTube, in the comments who you got winning that game and put in the score, because we do got to make prime picks. I need some help on making a decision there. So if you're watching on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, everybody but Glenn, who seems to be angry, typing in all caps for some reason. I have no idea.
I'm not sure why he's angry.
Glenn,
but
it's Friday. Go get a beer.
Yeah.
But outside of that, everybody else, Houston or Jacksonville, what's your gut telling you for Sunday? Because, man, there's so many good games this weekend.
There are some good games this week. It's going to be tough to pick some of these things, but I've got my mind made up on that game, and I'll let you know what that is when we do our prime picks. But it is a game where you could be undecided, because I think you either way you go, I think you could make a case for which team's going to win. Now, Houston better come in a team that is almost desperate and to play, because an 0-3 start would just be disastrous for the Houston Texans.
Well,
it really would. And they're already talking, as John McClain, they're already criticizing D'Amico Ryans, they're already criticizing C.J. Stroud, and those guys aren't used to that.
They're not, but they've earned it. And look, they're in the noon window. When you look at the noon window, the biggest game in the early window is Rams-Eagles.
Yeah.
That one's going to be a fun one to watch. And so you're either on red zone. I don't know what they're going to give us locally, and doesn't really matter to me because I get them all. But I'll probably have Texans Jags on one TV, probably shared screen with red zone, because Rams Eagles. That's the matchup that I want to see early on.
I do too. I can't wait to see that game. A rematch of great game in the playoffs last year that the Rams, by all intents and purposes, should have won that thing, but Philadelphia was destined to go on to win the Super Bowls. Yeah, it's going to be one hell of a game. And it's going to be interesting to see just how Marcus Mariota plays for Washington, because Jaden Daniels has been ruled out. He's not going to play this Sunday. How does Marcus Mariota fare against the Las Vegas Raiders? It's interesting. And a lot of backup quarterbacks going in this one. Green Bay going to Cleveland. Is it going to be a smoke job, or will Cleveland come up, put up a fight like Miami did last night?
Well, and I'm hoping the Sunday night game you get a fight from the Giants against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
you got the 0-2 Chiefs and the 0-2 G-Man.
Boy, what a matchup. NBC's got to be looking forward to that.
Last night looked like it was going to be a dog of a game, and it turned out to be an entertaining game.
Well, that it did. So hopefully some of these will. But it's going to be a great weekend of football. I'm looking forward to a lot of games there. Can't wait for Sunday. I'm just going to park myself and put fresh batteries in the remote.
I'm glad you said remote.
Well, depends on what happens. That could be Saturday night, Minix. Who knows, right?
Does your remote need fresh batteries?
Well, I don't know, but I don't want to have to, be right in the middle of something that I'm flipping around, and all of a sudden it's not working, and I got to go hunt down batteries, and he's got to be prepared, man. I don't want to do that.
We need to hear from Jeff Traylor.
Okay, it's long enough.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Oh, you're a dumb butt.
There it is.
Better late than ever, Pledge.
Exactly right. And we're going to wrap this thing up from Ferris Stadium. Minix needs to get a Frito pie in him before he starts the broadcast of O'Connor and Sotomayor coming up at 7 o'clock right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. But don't go anywhere. Our prime picks are coming up, and, Minix is looking up at Pledge and myself, so he's got some work to do.
It's early.
That's why he's asking all of you for help, because he sucks. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll continue right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. It's a Friday. You got your weekend plans. They don't include going to jail, but some of you will, because people get arrested every day for all kinds of reasons. You get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. And you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you really understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's football season, and nothing beats fresh coffee, crisp air, and that locker room energy. Hey, it's Rob reminding you that Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is just a phone call away. From Selma to San Antonio, it's luxury pet care for your four-legged MVP. With over 17,000 square feet of pet paradise, more than an acre of play outside, plus training and spa treatments, this is stadium fun for your furry family members. Call 210-750-1298. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, where every pet's a champion.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Getting a lot of activity out here at Ferris Stadium now. The trainers for both teams have arrived. The football teams will not be far behind as we get set for a big night of high school football here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Jason Minix will have your call. Sotomayor and O'Connor. That all kicks off at 7 o'clock.
Our Quarter Moon Plumbing Game of the Week, energized by Hill Electric.
Ought to be a lot of fun out here, that is for sure. But this just starts a big weekend. Actually, we had a nice game last night between Miami and Buffalo. Then you got high school football tonight. I know there's a sprinkling of some college football tonight as well. And then a big day, Saturday of college football, and then a great Sunday of pro football.
Absolutely. And college football tomorrow, no Aggies, so we'll have Michigan and Nebraska here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. And then, of course, Cowboys-Bears coming up on Sunday. 2:30, I believe, will be the pregame show for that one.
Well, that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that game. Want to see what Vegas knows or doesn't know when it comes to that. Latest I had on that game, Jason, was a Cowboys -1. On my app here, so that could be a little bit different on other sites, but Cowboys -1 is what I've got.
Absolutely, and again, if you didn't get your picks in for the weekend, you missed one last night. I'm sure most people took the Bills because straight up is how we do it on the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge at sasportstar.com. Again, weekly winners get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom, or a gift card, 25. But I don't know, you get a gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Mellow Mondays is 50. Pro Football Pick'em Challenge is 25. Yeah. Either way, it all adds up. And at the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets.
Hell of a deal. So get in there, make your picks, and see if you can catch me.
I don't think you're in first.
Well, I'm right there in second, one point behind.
We'll see. It's early. Let's do Prime Picks.
Prime Picks on the Blitz.
Last week, James Pledger was the weekly winner. He went 7-3. Both Reinigle and Minix went 6-4. On the year, Joe and James tied at first, 17-13. I'm one game behind at 16-14.
I see what you try to do there. 16-4.
Yeah. That was a little typo.
So it's close after 2 weeks. Week 3, big week for us here on Prime Picks.
We'll see if there's any separation. UTSA, Colorado State. UTSA on the road against a Colorado State team. It's interesting. We all picked UTSA. Are we all homers?
No, I don't think so. I mean, UTSA is favored to win this game. I think they're going to get rolling here, and I think it's a lot. I look at them like Texas. They're going to get rolling. It just took them a while to kick in. Brand new defense. That offense is going to be fine, and I think they're better than Colorado State overall.
Offenses look good. Running back has looked incredible with Robert Henry, and again. Just pay attention to the first play of the second half, or his first carry of the second half, and see if he can take it 74, 75 yards. UTSA did not win a road game last year. They've got to fix that, and I think they will on Saturday night.
Sometimes, like a shooter, you just got to see it go through the net. Last week, they uncorked one on UIW. I think that just gets the momentum going for UTSA.
In some interesting top 25 matchups, Illinois against Indiana. I'm going with Illinois. They're higher ranked. I don't know much about either.
Well, I'm going with Illinois. Look, and I think that could be a pretty good football game all the way around. But I think Illinois is the better team in this matchup. And for that reason, I'm going to take Illinois as well.
Oklahoma against Auburn.
The fighting John Mateers.
Jeez. I hate it because, look, I hate OU. I really do.
545 and OU still sucks.
They do, and I want to pick Auburn. This game's at Oklahoma, and I think that's the only thing that makes a difference. If they're playing at Auburn, I'm taking. I would take Auburn.
Well, I've been a big fan of John Mateer since he was at Washington State. It pisses me off that he chose Norman to finish out his college career, and I think Auburn might be peeking ahead. No, I'm kidding. I just think OU is a far better football team than Auburn.
Far better, and we gave them, or at least I gave them credit for earlier in the year. That's for sure.
They got a good running game, though. That could give Oklahoma fits. We'll see.
Missouri against South Carolina.
I just don't think South Carolina is as bad as they've played. And I think they're a better team than all of that. And because of that, I'm going with the Gamecocks.
I'm taking Mizzou in this one. That is a good football team, solid all the way around. I think they take down Carolina pretty easily.
I gotta go with Lenore Sellers. That dude's getting first round hype coming into the season. You would think a player like him with South Carolina, as well as they played last year, they didn't lose that much.
All right, well, got a little separation game.
A little bit, finally.
All right.
Yeah.
Up Texas,
early game tomorrow.
Texas Tech has spent a whole lot of money. Utah has went out and done Utah things. Utah and Texas Tech, this one's going to be one of the sneaky better games of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Utes and that quarterback that they have found. Transferred in from New Mexico with his offensive coordinator. I like Utah in this one.
The only thing I worry about Utah, this game starts at 10 o'clock in the morning in Utah. 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock kickoff on the Fox's, whatever it is, the big noon kickoff, I guess. But I like Utah. I think they're the better team. I think they win the Big 12, as a matter of fact. So Texas Tech's a good team. Best team money can buy in the Big 12, but I think Utah gets it done at home.
Well, give me the best team that money bought, because I'm going to go with Texas Tech, especially since they have some consistency at quarterback. Baron Morton's been there for a while. He knows the offense. He's not a transfer that's, just being thrust into a position. I think that Texas Tech, with all that money that they've spent, and the thing that they've spent that's really impressed me, the defense. The defense, usually when they win those blowout games, they give up a whole bunch of points regardless. They haven't this year.
Have you not seen Utah's quarterback and thrust into like he didn't know how to play the position? And
new
he
system
came with his offensive coordinator.
Thrust into.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's Friday night.
Absolutely. It's on Pledge's mind. Let's go NFL. The Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Look, the Chargers are for real, man. And I think Jim Harbaugh is getting that team rolling. Justin Herbert's playing well. Denver, I don't know what to think about him, to be totally honest with you, just yet. I think Bo Nix is a good player and will get better. And I think Denver will be in the mix. I just think the Chargers are rolling, man, and they win this game.
If this game were in Denver, I might go a different way, but I love the way Justin Herbert's been playing, and more importantly, the Chargers defense. Give me the Chargers.
Justin Herbert keeps playing the way he's playing. You can put him in that MVP conversation because he's playing at a completely different level this year.
How about the old man Keenan Allen, though? That's that dude is he's loving being back with the Chargers.
Well, he is, and again, I get to go play with Justin Herbert again. Yeah, I'm not in Chicago. Hell yeah, I'll tell you. LA's other team, the Rams, on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a little worried here because all of us are taking the Rams to knock off the Eagles.
I can't believe that we're doing that.
Lord.
The reason I'm doing it, I think the Rams might have the best defense in football. Certainly the best front line, and that's saying a lot because Philadelphia's got a pretty good one too. I just haven't seen much out of Philadelphia offensively. And going up against that Rams defense, I don't think they can score enough points, and I think Matthew Stafford is playing well. They've got a couple of great wide receivers in Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. I think the Rams get this done.
I like the Rams as well. They played Philadelphia the best in the postseason last year. Sean McVay is going to hobble around and come up with something, and the refs are going to be paying attention to the tush push.
Yep.
So 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 is going to end up in 4th and 6. I
throw a flag every time.
I mean, give me the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, Braden Fisk, Jared Verse, that defensive line, and just the offense is already starting to click, and you're starting to see Devontae Adams get more and more involved week by week. And Puka Nacua is just, I mean, he's a walking 13 catches, 150 yards, it feels like.
We all like the Rams.
All like the Rams. A little weird. Let's see, what's the next game that we have? Pittsburgh and New England.
Go ahead, because you got to pick your man crush there, Minix. You got to pick Pittsburgh every week?
No, I'm not. But Pittsburgh looks so good in the first game, so bad in the second. But I'm not sold on New England either, and especially offensively. Pittsburgh's issues last week, I was more worried about their defense, not what Aaron Rodgers did. I couldn't believe what we saw from the Pittsburgh defense last week. If there's a team that will get things right in a week, it's the Pittsburgh defense. That's why I'm taking Mike Tomlin.
Oh, well, it's a battle.
Nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers.
It's a battle of two damn good coaches, that's for sure. Vrabel and Tomlin. This game's in New England. Look, I think Drake May is going to be a star. I really do, and I think Vrabel is the perfect coach for him. And I think they've done a good job. And they went out and did some things. They'll start clicking as we go, and I think this might be a week that they get it done. Not sold on Pittsburgh. I'm taking New England in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking New England too. I like Drake May. I like the weapons they've added around him with Stephon Diggs, and also that running back group they have with Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson. And I think Vrabel is good enough to get the most out of that defense and make it very difficult on Aaron Rodgers, who didn't look great last week.
Houston and Jacksonville.
I'm going with the Jags and sunshine. Look, and I don't really know why. I'll be totally honest with you. You're looking at,
you hate Houston.
You're looking at, no, I don't actually. You're looking at a couple of teams. Houston just looks. They just look like they don't know what's happening or what's going on. And they look confused. C.J. Stroud, this guy, he doesn't seem to – it's not clicking for him yet. And I just think going on the road, it's going to be tough. I think Jacksonville's going to be motivated because they have lost 7 in a row to Houston. I think that's the stat you threw out earlier. With those road games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just think that everything points to a close game here, but I think the Jags pull it out and Houston starts the season 0-3.
You know, I'm taking Houston. I look at Jacksonville. They won their first game 26-10 over Carolina. And you're like, all right. And then last week they knocked Joe Burrow out of the game and still can't beat the Bengals, right? They got 4 interceptions last week. They still couldn't beat the Bengals. And I don't see the Houston defense giving up 26, 27 points. Eventually, C.J. Stroud and that offense are going to figure some things out. Jacksonville's the right recipe.
Yeah, I agree with Jason, mainly just because we talk about C.J. Stroud and the Houston's offensive struggles. Man, Trevor Lawrence just can't get – he's got a dynamite receiver in Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Etienne, and he still can't seem to make it work. And I watched this great breakdown by Dan Orlovsky about – Trevor throwing his receivers into trouble and them starting to short arm passes over the middle.
Boy, it needs a haircut. That's what it is.
Stop.
Come on.
Stop. Cowboys, Bears.
We're all taking Dallas because I can't believe that this is only a 1-point spread. Dallas should, and if they don't, shame on them. They should go into Chicago. As banged up as the Bears are, Dallas should roll in this game, and I don't see any reason why they don't. And if they lose this game, I wouldn't even come back to Dallas.
Well, they've got to come back to Dallas. That's where their clothes are. But, I mean, and again, the Cowboys win a game every year they shouldn't win. They lose a game every year they shouldn't lose. This isn't the one. Part of it, Chicago's so banged up, especially in the secondary. Dak Prescott is going to have a field day.
Dak Prescott is playing at an otherworldly level right now, and that defense is going to get exposed because of that, especially when you're talking about guys like CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They're going to be the ones doing the abusing that
Jake
day.
Ferguson.
Fergie.
And Fergie? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Cowboys Bears Sunday 2:30 here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, Jim Beam, and the Davis Law Firm.
And we got football coming up for you tonight. First, extra innings with Pledge, and then we'll start our football coverage right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Jason Minix will have it for you. Sotomayor against O'Connor, and the pregame show starts at 7 o'clock. I hope you have a great weekend, everybody. It's going to be a great weekend of football. Join the fellas at 6 a.m. Monday morning. Rob and AJ on the Morning Huddle, and Jason and I will be back at 2 o'clock. Have a great weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM.